Batter all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming, it's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Sunday, February 23rd, and the light's not on. Busy doing other things, didn't have the light on. Welcome back to the program, folks. Sunday, February 23rd, 2025. You're listening to Chris Wyatt Reports on the Adopt Africa channel. I left the chat on today to see if people can behave themselves. If they don't, then we'll shut it down. For the news, let's get to the news. Stage 6 load shedding has descended upon South Africa, and it was not announced. It was announced there would be load shedding, but people were cut off of power at times that they were told they wouldn't be cut off of power. And it started, it didn't start, it did start, didn't start. So all kinds of chaos across South Africa. People very upset today, anger all over South Africa, and rightly so. This is a failed state, and it's about time people start recognizing that. Stage 6 load shedding, political outrage over this situation. Political parties have expressed outrage over the sudden jump of load shedding from Stage 3 to Stage 6 and the mere fact that power cuts are part of South African life. Democratic Alliance said that the rapid turn to Stage 6 load shedding highlights the fact that South Africa cannot rely on Eskom as the sole source of power. The over-reliance on Eskom to maintain and build new generation capacities led to the creation of monopoly in supply. Well, duh, Democratic Alliance. You're just figuring that out now, that state-owned enterprises with monopolies over the sector are dumbass ideas. Welcome to the party. Maybe now you can earn some of those votes that you got, 3.5 million, at least 500,000 of which you've lost over the past 6 weeks. Load shedding continues to cripple South Africa, Stage 6 until further notice. This measure followed the implementation of Stage 3 earlier, necessitated by multiple unit trips at the Majuba Power Station and a unit trip at Medupe that resulted in the loss of 3.8 gigawatts of power generation capacity. Wow. Is your grid that vulnerable? Indeed it is, South Africa. What a sad, sad day. Well, Stage 6 is all over South Africa. This is all the headlines. Minister Ramaphosa issued an apology. The electric slide minister. Yep, addressing the meeting on Sunday in Pretoria, he said, "Please accept our sincerest apologies with the greatest level of humility. I want to say to the country that there's regret that there was a setback." Yes, meanwhile, for the respirators that aren't working in hospitals because they don't back up generators, they have no diesel, and people will likely suffer, maybe even die as a consequence of your incompetence and your government's malfeasance, I guess we can apologize to the dead. Yeah, and all the homes were broken into because there's no security fencing, no lights, no alarms. Yeah, those who were raped and murdered last night, well, I guess they'll accept your apology too, Ramaphosa. Thank you so much for that. We do appreciate it. But he says it was caused by domino effect. Apparently they're playing games over there. They're playing Baccarat and dominoes at Eskom. Yep. Late on Sunday afternoon, the 5 power units tripped. Why did they trip? Because too much power is being drawn from. The grid is on the verge of collapse. A transformer was overloaded, and after a unit that has been offline for some months was started up, one of the units that tripped provides auxiliary services to all the Meduba units, which caused a domino effect that shut down the rest. This took 3 gigawatts of power out of the system. Well, if your electrical grid is this chaotic, this dysfunctional, this inept, perhaps we have a bigger problem than we ever realized in South Africa, on the verge of total collapse. Folks, if the grid does collapse, it's not a couple hours inconvenience. We're talking about devastating impacts that last for weeks, if not longer. You can't simply go and turn it all back on at once. The whole thing will trip again. You have to lift the grid in stages and ensure that demand doesn't overwhelm that supply. Otherwise, it trips again. Stupidity of the highest order. Table Mountain hiking trails at Kirstenbosch. Oh my goodness, man. You can't go to Kirstenbosch. I was there last year. Filmed some video out there at Kirstenbosch. Fire is coming down Table Mountain. Look at that. Firefighters are battling an active fire above Kirstenbosch that was reported after 4 a.m. How does a fire start at 4 a.m. in the morning? Was it lightning? Was it arson? South African National Park Service has deployed more than 50 ground firefighters and aerial resources to combat the fire. It's currently burning in an inaccessible area above the Lady Anne Bernard Trail, with possibility of fire spreading to the back of Table Mountain. Wow. That's scary. Senior Communications Manager at South African National Park Service, Charles Palani. Firefighters have been battling blaze for several hours in rugged terrain. Ground crews have been unable to access water sources for vehicles and hoses, but we have activated aerial support to control the flames. At this stage, no structures are at risk. Well, let's hope not. Kirstenbosch is an amazing spot. Hate to see it ruined by this stupidity. In neighboring Botswana, the relentless floods have really wreaked havoc in Gaborone. Heavy days of rainfall in Botswana have led to widespread flooding, which has forced schools and major roads to close. It's hectic, folks. Look at that flooding. The government has said it's likely to cause significant water accumulation in low-lying areas, leading to flash flooding and more impacts of infrastructure and property. They are supposed to have seen better weather yesterday and today, but that remains to be seen with all this standing water. Acacia Africa is launching 4 new Botswana tours. They can get you up to 15% savings, folks. 8-day tour to Botswana. Yeah. The new 8-day Okavango Delta and Chobe Express Adventure Camping Tour takes travelers deep into the heart of the Okavango. A sunset cruise along the Chobe and a game drive in Chobe National Park offer yet more mesmerizing wildlife encounters. The safari concluding in Livingston, you save 15%. That's 177 pounds per person from 1,008 pounds from the UK. Well, that's not bad. Not bad at all. No single supplement. That's even better. So you don't have to pay extra because you went solo. The Adventure Pass. Look at that. They have the 7-day Kruger and the Matobo Rhino encounter. Wow, there you go. For those of you who say, I never bring you good news, there's your good news. Malawi has become the 38th African member of the single air transport market. Whoop-de-doo! What does that mean? Not a whole lot. Yes, the African Union is proud to announce that Malawi's accession marks a crucial step in building a more interconnected and seamless African aviation network, one that will serve the nearly 1.5 billion people across the continent. This bold move not only aligns with the African Union's vision of a united continent and free movement of people, goods, and services, but also enhance business, trade, tourism, and mobility across Africa. Without telling us how that's even going to happen, Air Malawi went bankrupt. They only had 1 plane left. Sorry, folks. Sorry, I was reading this stuff from the African Union, which is just pure cock. What does it actually account for? Well, the USAID freeze is causing chaos. Yes, this from a Christian missionary in Africa. The do-gooders. Yes, Dr. Beth Stubing. She said, USAID freeze triggers healthcare crisis in Africa. I don't think they know what they've broken, an administrator for U.S. Agency for International Development affiliated program in Malawi confided. I don't think we on the ground know yet what they've broken. Where USAID has a footprint, even a partial one, critical services ground to a halt, supplanted by often meaningless waivers. No matter what happens next, trust has been shattered. I know because I'm a surgeon in a major hospital in Malawi, outside the capital of the long way. I moved my family halfway across the world to train Malawian surgeons, where the surgeon to population ratio is among the lowest in the world. I and trusted colleagues, many under an unprecedented U.S. government gag order, have seen firsthand the impact of critical health care and food aid. So, Dr. Stubing, I have a question for you, Dr. Stubing. You get your grant from a private donor, Christian donor, that provides medical care for people in the developing world. Dr. Stubing, are you aware that we've been doing this crap for 60 years? Are we supposed to do this into perpetuity? When will Africa take responsibility for Africa? When will Africans stand up and take responsibility? With only 262 doctors registered in the entire country, whose fault is it Malawians have no medical care? Mine? Yours? The American taxpayer? No, it's Malawi's fault. They've had 6 decades to fix this problem. What did Banter do? What did Hastings Banter do all those years? Where'd all the money go? You expect us to do this in perpetuity? Yeah. By the way, what affiliated with USAID? How is your private Christian charity affiliated with USAID? Are you receiving funding from them? According to the site that you're MedSave, that you're part of, it says they take all their money from private donations. So what do you care that USAID is shut down? It doesn't affect your operations. Or does it? Is this a private Christian charity that receives all its money to pay for its scholarships and pay for its grants to send people like you to Africa as do-gooders? But then it takes money on the side or works with people and uses facilities that are paid for by USAID so they don't take any direct benefit, but the facility is provided by AID? Is that what's going on? Well, Dr. Stubing, I appreciate your Christian values and your desire to help others, but that's not my freight to pay for. Now, I paid my freight for Malawi many times over. It's time for Malawians to start paying the freight. U.S. Air Forces and the Zambia Air Force host the Africa Air Chief Symposium 2025. I set this up once upon a time in Uganda and in Ethiopia. The Association of African Air Forces, sponsored by U.S. Air Forces Europe, Air Forces Africa, had their African Air Chief Symposium in Lusaka from 17th to 21st of this year. Planning exercises. They'll conduct a tabletop exercise focused on humanitarian assistance and disaster response scenario, a regular occurrence in Africa. Once again, no one imposing on or impinging on the sovereignty of African states, simply working with African friends, partners, and allies. Mauritius' former prime minister was arrested, but he has been released on bail after suitcases of cash. Wow. Mauritius' former prime minister, Pravind Jugnauth, has been released on bail following his dramatic arrest on Saturday on money laundering. He'd been detained along with 3 others after the anti-corruption agency said it had seized suitcases of cash and luxury watches on raids at 10 locations. The former prime minister's lawyer said he denied the charge against him. His arrest came 100 days after his landslide defeat in elections, with his successor, Navin Ramagoolam, vowing to root out corruption. But few Mauritians expect the Financial Crimes Commission to move so quickly or to arrest the former prime minister on such serious charges. Some people took to the streets of the capital to celebrate by lighting firecrackers. His wife, Kobita, who is not facing charges, was released after being questioned for hours by investigators. Her 63-year-old husband spent the night in detention center before a magistrate granted him bail late Sunday, setting it at $32,000. About $2.4 million in local and foreign currencies, including dollars, euros, and United Arab Emirates dirhams, were seized during the raids. 7 luxury watches, including 5 high-end Cartier timepieces, were also confiscated. Wow. Mauritius. Not looking good there for him. Tanzania. People are stealing the metal off of grave markers. Robbers stole the crosses from my daughter and my mother's graves for scrap. Grave after grave after grave in the cemetery in eastern Tanzanian Sea of Morogoro has been vandalized. In some, there is a gap where a metal crucifix once stood. In others, the religious symbol is bent as thieves who were hoping to sell it for scrap merchants tried and failed to remove it. More than 250 have been targeted in one small section of the municipal cemetery alone. The crimes happen mostly at night when there's no security and there are no cemetery workers around. They left families devastated and the sites desecrated, sparking anger. For more than 2 decades, Botswana Chumbi has been going to the cemetery about once a month to visit the graves of her daughter and mother, and to her distress, both have been desecrated over the last few years. The first to be targeted was the grave of her mother, who died in 2000. Horrible situation there, folks. A horrible situation. And thank you for the memberships. I won't salute those. I'll just do the first one. So, what is the Congo's president up to? Sounds like Felix Tshisekedi wants to offer minerals to get the U.S. involved in the Congo. Do not fall for it, Trump. As vast swaths of Congolese territory are seized by the M24 group, Congo's president looks to make minerals deal with the U.S. Really? Really? In his first interview since an armed group backed by Rwanda seized swaths of the country's territory last year, Felix Tshisekedi, the president of the Democratic Republic of Congo, offered the United States and Europe a stake in his country's vast mineral wealth. Congo is considered to be among the world's wealthiest country in terms of natural resources. Currently, China has far greater access to Congo's mineral wealth than the United States, while the European Union has negotiated with Rwanda. Yes, we have no interest in the DRC by and large. It's the Chinese, it's the Europeans, it's the South Africans who have the mineral interests there. The Zimbabweans, the Namibians, they're the ones who are getting the mineral wealth out of Congo, not us. So, no thank you. We want nothing to do with it. We've poured billions of dollars in trying to end your crappy conflict, and that's more than enough commitment for us. You can keep your minerals. Keep them, keep them, keep them. Marburg virus outbreak in Tanzania. Since the declaration of the Marburg virus disease outbreak on the 20th of January in Tanzania, 1 additional confirmed death was reported by the Ministry of Health. As of earlier this month, a cumulative 2 deaths, but 10 cases who have got it have died. 8 died before the confirmation of the outbreak. Oof. So Marburg, it is broken out in the extreme northwest of the country, very close to Rwanda and Burundi. That's bad news. Just south of Uganda, in the region where a war was fought in 1979. Just south between Uganda and Tanzania. Well, the UN Security Council is chastising Rwanda, telling them to stop supporting M23 rebels in eastern Congo. 15 members of the Security Council called on the Rwandan Defense Forces to stop supporting the armed group and immediately withdraw from Congolese territory without preconditions. Well, this puts Kagame in a difficult spot. And no doubt makes the ANC very happy that they're outnumbered, out-trained, out-equipped, outclassed South African National Defense Force. We'll see some of the pressure removed from it. The United States decided to sanction a Rwandan minister over support for M23. On Thursday, the United States said it's imposing sanctions on the Rwandan government minister and a senior member of the armed group for their alleged role in the conflict in eastern DRC. This aggression has undermined the territorial integrity of the DRC, said State Department spokesman Tammy Bruce in a statement warning that Rwanda should end its support. This violence risks escalating to a broader regional conflict. Treasury Department announced the financial sanctions against Rwanda's Minister of State for Regional Integration, James Kabarebe, a retired general, is targeted for orchestrating Rwandan support for M23. Of course, M23 has been under sanctions since 2013 for their violations of international law, including targeting children, killing and maiming civilians, and sexual violence. So now Rwandans are in the dock for that. Ethiopia is complaining about their debt. Yes, they're saying that the bonds have been artificially creating a solvency crisis. Not really. You're not paying back the money, so how is it artificial? They defaulted on their $1 billion bond in December 2023. Negotiations over restructuring the debt have been slow and acrimonious. Well, of course, they're acrimonious. We're tired of deadbeats. You didn't pay it back. Don't give them any more money. This charity has to end somewhere. Well, amid regional furor, the paramilitaries have forged a rival government. The Rapid Support Forces said it was paving way to end the civil war. Critics called it an audacious gambit by a group that the United States has accused of genocide. The Rapid Support Forces paramilitary group fighting Sudan's military in the country's calamitous civil war signed a political charter with its allies late yesterday that aimed to establish a parallel Sudanese government in areas under their control. Well, there you go, folks. It was just a matter of time before the country was bifurcated between the RSF and al-Burhan's government forces, who just can't seem to get along. Well, the African Union Summit addresses many things, including reparations and colonialism. They're going to milk the teats of this cow until it's dead. Yeah, reparations. Do we get reparations for the slavery that the African kingdoms imposed on Africans for thousands of years? Do we get reparations for the African complicity in the Arab slave trade for 1,600 years? No, all we're going to talk about is the transatlantic slave trade, where Africans captured Africans and sold the Africans to Europeans who took them to the Americas for slavery. Yeah, we're going to forget all the other slavery in the Middle East and all over Africa. No, you can keep your reparations nonsense. Your colonialism, get over yourself. It's been 60, 70 years. Stop your whining. Move on. In a pivotal gathering of the weekend, African leaders convened in Addis for the 38th extraordinary session of the AU, pressing issues such as the ongoing conflict DRC, the legacies of colonialism, and the urgent call for reparations took stage. You can urgent all you want. You ain't getting jack shit. Education, Science, Technology, Innovation Commissioner Professor Mohamed Belhussein said, in line with the AU theme of the year for justice for Africans and people of African descent, through reparations, greater emphasis is put on education, the cornerstone of an equitable healing and repairing process of the long-lasting inequalities and historical repairs. Again, Asia was colonized. Asia is not whining about colonialism because Asia is not living in the past and asking for handouts or begging for handouts or trying to guilt people and give them money over something that people alive today had nothing to do with and did not benefit from. Stop it, you whiny little biatches, and grow up. Well, Namibia's shot itself in the foot in its racist visa requirement. Japan, Germany, France, Australia, countries face new entry requirements as Namibia introduced the visa system on March 3rd. Yes, Namibia, thinking it's actually a major important power, decides to puff up its chest and force countries that bring hundreds of thousands of tourists to the Southern African nation to get visas. And tourists are saying, fuck off. Yeah, tourism plays a crucial role in Namibia's economy, yet recent articles in the Namibian have highlighted potential issues with the newly introduced electronic visa system. The report suggests that technical glitches within the e-visa portal have led to European tourists canceling their planned visits to Namibia. In reaction to these claims, the Namibian Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety, and Security released an official statement denying the malfunctions. Yes. Starting April 1st, 2025, travelers from 33 countries that require visas for Namibia citizens will need to obtain a visa to enter Namibia. The new policy is built on the principle of reciprocity, ensuring equitable treatment for Namibian travelers and enhancing the nation's diplomatic standing globally. How exactly are you enhancing your diplomatic standing by forcing people to get visas? That's horseshit. Now, you want equitable treatment? That's not unreasonable, but almost no Namibians come here. We go there and spend money, and we're not alone. So equitable treatment, Namibians try to come here as economic migrants. Nobody from here is going to Namibia as an economic migrant and swamping your country. But let's see a list of the countries. Austria, Belgium, Belarus, Canada, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Iceland, Ireland, Italy, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, Moldova, Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Portugal, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Ukraine, United Kingdom, United States. What do these states all have in common? What do these countries all have in common? Oh, yeah, white people. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Namibia. We'll pass on your racist visa requirement, which I reported on last year. Nigeria decides to keep its lending rate steady. You know what the lending rate is? It's only 25%, folks. Economists polled by Reuters have been split on what the central bank would do, partly because of rebasing exercise. Yep. Inflation is at 24.48% year on year. But the bank's monetary policy remained at 27.5% lending. 27.5% lending. Seriously? Wow. That's insane. That's insane. Well, we talk about genocide, cultural and physical genocide. Well, how about this? Syria used to be a thriving home for Jews. Thousands, tens, hundreds of thousands of Jews. There are less than 10 Jews left in Syria. Wow. Emigres hope the battered country, sometimes a haven, sometimes a persecutor, can again be home under the new government. Well, don't count on that. We got Islamists running the country. Dust filled the air as Rabbi Yosef Hamra opened a long sealed closet containing holy scrolls untouched since he last held Jewish services in the centuries-old synagogue 3 decades ago. His family left Syria along with many other Jews in the 1990s, but here he is with his son, Henry Hamra, who lifted the heavy gold-laced scrolls high above his head as warm sunlight beamed through the stained glass windows. We have returned. After all these years, we have finally returned. The father and son were part of a group of Syrian-American Jews who arrived in Damascus this month, escorted by armed forces of the new government. So, Jews are trying to come back to Damascus. Well, good luck with that. It's not going to work very well. European Union leaders have drafted a peacekeeping plan for Ukraine, presuming that Americans would backstop them. Emmanuel Macron and Keir Starmer head to Washington. Well, Keir Starmer's not part of the European Union. European leaders, excuse me. Britain and France are developing a plan to deploy 30,000 European peacekeepers in Ukraine if Moscow and Kiev reach a ceasefire. But the European proposal hinges on persuading President Trump to agree to a limited U.S. role, dubbed a backstop, to protect European troops in Ukraine if they were put in danger. No, thank you. No, thank you. That's not our responsibility. We're not going to spend billions of dollars defending Ukraine. German police reported another stabbing by criminal alien invaders, murdering Germans once again. German police suspect anti-Semitism in a Holocaust memorial stabbing. The suspect, a 19-year-old Syrian man, shock, it's a Syrian man, was living in Germany legally. Well, why is he in Germany? Why is a Syrian in Germany? Germans head to the polls Sunday after a campaign dominated by debate about migration. 30-year-old tourist from Spain was standing in the memorial to the murdered Jews about 6 p.m. when a 19-year-old approached him from behind, slashed him in the neck, and fled. So it wasn't even a German this time. A Spanish tourist was murdered, was killed, stabbed. Was he killed? I guess he didn't die. That's lucky. So Germans are voting today. Yep, the Germans are voting today. And Germans decide national elections. They're likely to produce a new chancellor. So we'll see what happens here. The election for parliament was called after Chancellor Olaf Scholz, unpopular and long-troubled three-party government collapsed in November, 7 months earlier than scheduled. The voting now falls in the midst of Europe's struggle for strong leadership as it recalibrates its relationship with the United States. Yeah, okay. Recalibrate your relationship with the United States. Let's see how that goes, Germany. German elections live. Voters are heading to the polls amid fears over Ukraine, security, Trump, and the rise of the far right. All eyes are on the AfD. Yep. In the tumultuous German election campaign, which has been rocked by jaw-dropping U.S. interference. Excuse me, jaw-dropping U.S. interference? The U.S. has not interfered in German elections. Because you held a security conference in Munich? Well, maybe you should have held it in Bern in Switzerland instead of in Munich, you dumbasses. You have an election going on, you decide to hold a conference in Munich? That's not our fault. You think that J.D. Vance is supposed to kowtow to these whiny, diaper-wearing, nappy-wearing, whiny German politicians who sacrifice German safety and security on the altar of equality and diversity, and this is Germany, man. It's for Germans, not the rest of people. Well, the dust settles after Sunday's vote, and conservative opposition leader Friedrich Merz, barring further surprises, is elected chancellor. The race will be remembered as the moment the far right, consistently polling second, went from sideshow to center stage. The far right are set for the biggest gains in the election. This is what they're expecting. We'll see what happens. It's all happening right now. Anderson predicts a strong second, but no governing coalition. Yep, that's what I would agree. Christine Anderson, a member of the European Parliament from the Alternative for Germany, said she expects her far right-leaning party to finish well in the elections, but they won't come in first. They'll come in second. That's what I expect. They'll come in the 20s and come in second. Pope Francis remains in grave condition. The Argentinian political interferer, 88-year-old pontiff is suffering from pneumonia, had serious breathing difficulties on Saturday that required oxygen therapy. The health of Pope Francis in the hospital for over a week with pneumonia worsened on Saturday, raising fears he might not survive a struggle with pneumonia, only a day after his doctors expressed cautious optimism. His condition continues to be critical. The Pope is not out of danger. Well, the political interloper sticking his nose in the business of America is busy with pneumonia, and so he won't be interfering with our politics for the short term. Bolivians, lithium, upset about the worst possible deal with China and Russia. Locals are contesting new contracts that would force the country to absorb a high level of financial risk. Widespread outrage has erupted in Bolivia over the details of contract officials signed with the Chinese and Russian companies to exploit the country's vast lithium reserves. Bolivians say the new agreements offer zero benefits for locals. A constitutional mineral rights attorney called the agreements made by state-owned energy company YLB the worst possible deal for the country. Well, look at that. Imagine that the Russians and the Chinese working to the disadvantage of local people on mineral contracts. Who could see that coming? Well, earth-shattering news for MSLSD, ladies and gentlemen, the corrupt network that spews misinformation and disinformation on a moment-by-moment basis has fired Joyless Reed. The racist, race-hustling, slimy merchant, smear merchant herself is gone. Well, her show is canceled, I should anyway. Miss Reed's 7 p.m. program will be replaced by a panel show co-hosted by Simon Sanders Townsend, Alicia Menendez, and Michael Steele. Who are those first two? Joy Reid's evening news shows on MSNBC is being canceled. The final episode of Miss Reed's The Readout is planned for sometime this week, according to people who are not authorized to speak publicly. The show, which features in-depth interviews with politicians and propaganda, has been a fixture of MSNBC's asinine lineup for the past 5 years. Well, good riddance. Simone Sanders Townsend. No idea who that is. Program shakeup is the first major change made by Ms. Cutler as appointed president this month. Been drawing up a new programming lineup. Other major changes expected. In January, Rachel Maddow, the network's best-known anchor, returned to hosting her 9 p.m. show 5 days a week during the first 100 days of Trump's administration after being scaled back to only Mondays. The propagandist race hustlers at MSNBC are getting their comeuppance. Donald Trump paralyzes the wind industry in America. Oh, said it so. Bird killers are being stopped. The president, who despises wind turbines, has paused federal permits and leasing for such projects, putting company plans in limbo. And several of these companies have put a lot of money into losses. Total has shelved planned offshore wind energy development for 4 years. Oil giant Shell took a $1 billion impairment, and more than half of which was for an offshore wind project. Ørsted, a major offshore wind developer from Denmark, if I'm not mistaken, recorded $1.7 billion impairment on its U.S. offshore wind business and slashed capital investments plans through 2030 by a quarter. Well, folks, no projects have been canceled. Projects exist or continuing. These were big plans they had to put these obnoxious eyesores and environmentally unstable platforms all over our country, endangering aviation safety and our wildlife. Well, now they've been put on shelf. Elon Musk has given federal workers 48 hours to explain what they did last week or face consequences. Well, that's interesting. Hundreds of thousands of federal workers have been given little more than 48 hours to explain what they accomplished over the last week, sparking confusion among key agencies as billionaire Elon Musk expands his drive to slash the size of federal government. All federal employees will shortly receive an email requesting to understand what they got done last week. Failure to respond will be taken as a resignation. Well, that's a bit snarky. Elon needs to chill out. That's getting a bit carried away. Chris Murphy, the lunatic senator from Connecticut, is standing up. He's eschewing caution, throwing out the traditional political playbook as he seeks a broader audience for his critiques of the president and his agenda. Well, we don't care what Chris Murphy has to say. We do not care. Democrat of Connecticut sat seething his office last month watching President Trump blame diversity requirements for the Federal Aviation Administration for the deadly plane crash. Members of his staff warned him against publicly venting his rage. Everybody in this country should be outraged that Donald Trump is standing up on that podium and lying to you, desperately lying to you, deliberately lying to you. Every single senator, member of Congress should call him out for how disgraceful it was. Well, dude, we don't care what you've got to say. You're just another apparatchik. Keep your mouth shut. Well, just down the road from me, mere kilometers from me, is a brouhaha brewing over gender identity in Elizabethtown, right here next to the airport in Harrisburg. Yes, this one here, in which the Wall Street Journal, a once reliable conservative business publication, has become a captured left-wing outlet, reporting breathlessly about marginal issues of no newsworthy significance whatsoever. But I bring the story to you since they covered it. The small town tearing itself apart over preferred pronouns. There is no such thing. It's an abomination of the English language. Do not tolerate. Elizabethtown, PA has become a microcosm of America's latest culture wars. There's a division that some people can't come back from. Just days after President Trump was sworn in for a second term in January, a local pastor approached the microphone at a school board meeting and said, wow, what a difference a week makes, huh? Doug Lamb of nearby Lifegate Church told the board during the public comment section, it's great to have the new administration there, and I know it's going to be a little bit of assistance behind you as schools have to make hard decisions. The board had already been conservative, but now it had a momentum of national politics on its side. The hard decisions became reality when they voted 8-1 to ban transgender athletes from contact sports and mandate parental permission for name or pronoun changes. A Christian religious rights group now working with 14 districts in Pennsylvania helped draft the policies. And what exactly is your problem with parents who bear the responsibility legally for 14-year-olds being notified when the school is changing the child's name? What kind of horse shit is that? You can change a child's name. You have no authority to do that. This is what Elizabethtown was trying to do. The school could change the student's name from Chris to Christine. What the hell is that? That's nonsensical. That's interference in parental rights. That's abuse of minors. And they think it's okay to do that. And banning biological males from contact sports with females, that's just a safety concern. Grow up. Yeah, my pronoun is fuck around and find out. Exactly. In E-Town, the discord permeates daily social life, media feeds, youth sports, even restaurant choice. Many residents know one another from this conservative middle-class town of 12,000 nestled in Amish country. No, it's not nestled in Amish country. See, the Amish country is nowhere near Elizabethtown. The Amish live in Lancaster County, by and large. Some Mennonites live around here, and I'm not in E-Town. These people are idiots. Nestled in Amish country. Elizabethtown is not Amish country. Wow. Wow. Near 3 Mile Island. Yes. Anyway, just nonsense. They're looking for trouble here. Upcoming partial solar eclipse, folks, will cast a shadow over North America. Look at that smiley face. It looks like an Amazon ad. A rare partial solar eclipse is seen over UK in 2015. That's where that photograph came from. Some 814 million people worldwide will see the sky darken on March 29th as a deep partial solar eclipse casts the moon shadow upon a vast tract of the Earth's surface. However, only 44,800 will see 90% or more of the sun covered, while the majority will still witness just a sliver of moon overlap the sun's disk and slight dimming. Wow. March 29th, the next eclipse. Let's look for that. Righty, folks, that will address the news for today's segment. Thank you for being here on a Sunday, a lovely Sunday. Sunday, bloody Sunday. Sorry, that was you too. A long time ago. That was back when they were actually entertaining before they became obnoxiously annoying. Let's say hello to everybody. Thank you for all the time and effort you put in these podcasts. I'm much better informed after listening to all of them. Thank you, Julia Clotier. Clotier, my pleasure. Let's go back to the top and see how far it lets me go back on the chat. Feel free to chat. I left the chat on today. Did you all behave? I ignored the chat today. Albert Lammers, a South Africa, involved himself in Israel and Ukraine DRC, but criticized the U.S. for meddling in South Africa. Yeah, and we're not even meddling in South Africa. Again, as I asked my viewers last night, what did the United States demand of South Africa? Nothing. We didn't say you have to do this to get the aid back. We didn't say you had to do that. We didn't tell you to stop doing this. We just said you're interfering in our national security and you oppress your minorities. So we're not going to give you money. We're not going to be complicit in your abuse of your own citizens and your threats to our national security. That's our prerogative. There's no interference in South African affairs. You think you have a right to demand tax money from me so that the government can pilfer money and not take care of its own citizens while you slam our national security interests? Yeah, shut up. Shut up, Ronnie Lamola. Jan van Riebeck is back. Juan, epic good. Let's talk reparations. All the money given to Africa, the reparations paid in full a few times over. Exactly. $1 trillion so far. It is sad to see them no respect for the deceased. But they did the same thing at De La Rey's grave. And they've done the same thing in graveyards all over South Africa. Vanish. Doppel, thank you for subscribing. Yeah, the subscriptions really slowed down this weekend. I hope it's just because of load shedding and not because people lost interest. We are creeping along. We haven't gotten to 49,000. I hope I'd wake up today and be over 49,000 subscribers. We're not there. We're at 48,914. Yep. Meerkat, has African countries besides Egypt, which I regard part of the Middle East, ever been self-sufficient, responsible for their own fate? Some have. Not many. Load shedding is a ploy to get the G20 to give money. Maybe. Land grabs coming soon in Namibia. Possibly line of sand. I hope not. Looking forward to Tucker Carlson interview with Aaron Sturtz. Me too. Just because I haven't watched Tucker Carlson since he first got started on Twitter. I have to clean my Neanderthal cave tonight. What did the South Africa have before candles? Electricity. Good point there, Stefan Furry. Neil DeBerry is going soon to USA to see white farmers from South Africa there and other people. Adele, I'm aware of Neil coming to the country, but I'm not aware that he's going to see farmers. my knowledge, he's going to Washington, D.C. We don't have farmers in D.C. Llewellyn, the E in South Africa stands for electricity. Right, there is no E. That's the point. Marissa Besselar, welcome back. Hendo's here. Line in the sand. Half of the movie is in Toronto. Looking forward to the Tucker conversation. Can someone give us the better understanding of how long and how frequent load shedding currently is in South Africa, please? Walkill, welcome. Well, 2 years ago, it was 314 of 364 days had load shedding, and it was nationwide, shutting down grid sections. It's just restarted. It happened in January for a couple days. Now it's back. So we really can't give you an estimate because they've been lying about it since July of last year. They claim there had been no load shedding since before the election a year ago. Of course, that's a total fabrication. There was load reduction, which is simply load shedding on a localized level. It's no different. If you have no electricity because they can't provide it, it's load shedding. Call it what you want. Going out today to club a few what? Thomas Holmes, good evening to you. Jokun Fenta. Anita Chus, welcome. Forgot to put the LOL, says Debbie. Just hope that Aaron says represented those under duress and wish to leave. Well, we'll see what he says. I'm on 6. Oh, there's a super chat coming from Ranger. No power here currently. Going to be down for the next 5 hours. Got to love it. Oh, thank you for the 350 Rand super chat. Just came on now after 5 hours, says Jochen. Gee, many crickets. Can the Colonel get Tucker for a chat? I'd love to. I'd also love to go on his program. There's a 50 Rand super chat from Fiona. Super sticker. Thank you for the 50 Rands. Thank you very much. I'd love to go talk to Tucker. Have him on here. It'd be amazing. Guys, these people don't let people in the tent. They don't let people in the tent. Dinesh D'Souza, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro. They have their friends, and no one else is allowed to enter the tent. They don't. Otherwise, I'd enter the tent a long time ago. But people are bombing Joe Rogan. Last night, a whole bunch of my viewers went to Joe Rogan's Facebook page and went to and said, "Hey, you got to get the Colonel on, get the Colonel on, get the Colonel on." We'll see if anything comes up. Can't see your screen. That's a shame. Is your honest professional opinion? What's my honest professional opinion on the refugee program? Also, what's intended time frame which President Trump will want feedback on his order? Well, I can't answer the second part of the question, honestly, because we don't know. He gave no timeline. He gave no suspense, no date for it. People are surmising that because the refugee program was frozen for 90 days, that maybe at the 90 days, that's when this will be announced. I don't think the two have anything to do with each other because the executive order doesn't even mention the freeze. So, timeline, no idea. It's up to how quickly the toads in the State Department and Homeland Security move. If they move slowly, as they tend to do, it could take a while. But maybe they'll get a fire lit under them with all these people having to justify their jobs. Maybe people want to come up with a program. So, I mean, we can't realistically give you an expectation on what that is. I'm sorry, cool. There's nothing to say. What's my opinion on the refugee program? I think I would have done it differently. What I would have said is that I would have used some of the language over here, and this would have really pissed the ANC off. If I would have used this language from these members of Congress and put this in my executive order, I would have said South Africa's it's vendetta against Israel, it's embraced the Chinese Communist Party, it's transgressions against the United States national security interests. That was what I added. And then calling them the unlawful arbitrary killings, arbitrary arrest or detention, serious government corruption, trafficking in persons, extensive gender-based violence, and femicide. I would have thrown that sentence in there, and that would have really pissed off the ANC. But it would have been accurate. I would have thrown it, and I also would not have said Afrikaners. I would not have said Afrikaners. That was a mistake, in my view. I would have said very simply, and I would have highlighted the relations with Iran and the nuclear cooperation much more strongly than Trump did. I would have said for South African ethnic minorities who are victims of unjust racial discrimination. That's how I would have done it. So what's my professional opinion of the refugee program? I think it's not an unreasonable thing to put forward, and the argument's just trying to put pressure on South Africa. Well, you can review it any way you want, but it's a generous humanitarian effort by Donald Trump to help people in need. And that's what the refugee program is all about. So my professional opinion and my conservative personal opinion is that the program will take place. Who knows when? Who knows how many? People just need to calm down. So that's my view on that. Does that help? Cool. Mickey Dangerous. Greetings to you. Hendrik Bossoff. The morning watching Colonel, it was really strange to hear someone actually empathetic to what happens to white people, especially in South Africa. Normally we are ridiculed if it's even brought up. Well, Hendrik, I've only been saying this for decades. I've only been defending people in South Africa for decades. And it's not just white people. I defend all people who are oppressed and marginalized. And there are a lot of people in South Africa, including coloreds, Indians, and even some black folks are treated that way. Time frame 90 days. Well, the time frame is not 90 days. How do you know that? I don't care. Where are you getting 90 days from? From the executive order? No. You said this long before I spoke, so to be fair, you might not have heard what I had to say. Okay. Okay. 6.5 hours already out, and 8 a.m. time still off. Sorry to hear that, Zen Swan 7. 650 people here, but 379 is all the likes we've gotten. 380. What's up with that, folks? Have you forgotten to hit the like button?
That was easy.
There's your free reminder. No charge. Hit the like button. No super chats required. Just hit the like button. Come on, make it happen. I'm here after load shedding. I'm sorry to hear that, Herman. Marco Britz. Everyone's complaining about the load shedding, rightly so. Okay, load shedding. Neuro and Navigate. Stage 6. Lots of people cannot join live. Yes, I'm aware of that. Thank you, Neuro. First question, is President Trump trolling Afrikaners? Biltong. How so? How is Trump trolling Afrikaners? He's not even mentioning Afrikaners. Folks, Donald Trump is not talking about this. Someone sent me a link, said Trump was talking about it. That's an old signing of freaking executive orders when someone asks him a question. He's not even talking about this topic. Please hit the like button. Yes, please do. There we go. 380 to 449. That's a little bit better. Yeah, that's 69 more likes. 72 since I said it. Okay. Hugo Breitenbach says yes, because there's nothing better to do all day. No, Hugo Breitenbach, he's not trolling anyone. Stop saying the nonsense. Your pronunciation makes the unique cock and Folkoff sound very sweet. I have to work on that rugged accent. There was an Islamic attack in France. I missed that. Why is Starmer from going to the USA? He hates Trump. Yeah, well, because he's going to kiss the ring. The UK realizes their country is going to go down the tubes without the United States, and he's trying to go make friends. Hendo. Yeah, I was going to say cock. Yep. AFD. There you go. Johan de Villiers, welcome to you. YouTube channel. Like ni Chris, ni Ants, ni OM. Huh? I didn't get that Afrikaans. Sorry. Hendrik Boshoff. And I know it happens to all South Africans, but they're not laughed at and called liars when they say they're victims. Yeah, I hear you, Hendrik, but it doesn't change the reality that they're mistreated. Load shedding, I feel sorry for the security. When load shedding comes, you get 5,000 act fails because the electricity is off. Some people want to be notified. No idea what you're saying there. Wonder what happened to the Afrikaners migrating to Argentina in the early 20th century. They became Latin Americans, and I've seen stories of people going there. Oh, they're still Afrikaners. Yeah, I've seen some of those Afrikaners in Argentina. They speak Afrikaans worse than I do. Martinez Bots, Han Iman began met Jerky tongue, huh? Nick Muller's here. Emmett's here. Chris Ehlers. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Tian, how liberal is the far right in Europe? I love Christine Anderson muchly, says Em. Yeah, thanks. In all reality, how does South Africa do business without power? How is South Africa supposed to grow without power? You guys are also headline into winter now. I just can't imagine. Yeah, exactly, Play 24. Cyril Ramaphosa, South Africa is open for business. No electricity, gang rape, gender-based violence, roads have potholes, no rails, the ports are the worst in the world. We don't have fuel at the airport. Yeah, we have no fuel at OR Tambo. Yeah, South Africa is open for business. Meanwhile, you come here. If you lack sufficient pigmentation, we shall call you a racist. Yes, because we can. We can call you a racist. And if you dare to say something, we'll take you to the Equality Court because we can. Because in our 1984 Orwellian world, this is what we, the ANC, do. Oh, we also stuff money into our sofas. That's right. Yes. Sean Nadia, welcome to you. Oh, yes, cool, brothers. Been a Springbok supporter since 1982, 83, thereabouts, something like that. This is the 1938 Springboks cap. It's a legacy cap. Check it out. 1938 or 37? Oh, I'm sorry, 1871, 1938. Why did I say 38? Okay. Anyway, I thought it was 1938 cap. Anyway, it's a legacy one. So, yep. Pope should never open those Vatican doors. Die Anstellung für Pius. Pius, what? Didn't hit the like button. I moored it. It says, okay. What else we got here? Pope Francis is evil. Well, we'll have more joy now without joy. Can't wait till MSNBC closes. I agree. All popes are woke. Now the German pope wasn't woke. He wasn't woke. We are knee-deep in snow. No power, death out here. It's just not negotiable. Knee-deep in snow. Wow, play 24. No snow here. And it's actually warmer today. It's 41 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's going to be what? +4? Something like that. +5. The view should be called cracked window. Yeah, I call it the view askew, or the dystopian view. Anyone notice how quick Joyless changed her hairstyle after being asked if she styled it after Trump? No, I didn't see that. I don't watch her. Evening to the virtual Western Cape. Good evening to you. Well, yeah, morning's over now. It's almost noon. Okay. Why is Ramaphosa inviting Zelensky to South Africa? He's looking for, I don't know. He's trying to pretend like South Africa is neutral in this. ABC, CNN, CBS viewer numbers just getting worse and worse. Yep. A clever one once told my brother he's a bore. Told him how he can be. I don't know if I'm the clever one, kept quiet. Okay. Elan's Chainsaw. Yeah, people are loving that. Joe Niemann, welcome, Joe. How's it going, man? A lot of people that I think the sun shines out of their butts. I have news for them. It's a Satan cutting torch. Adelvis, Chris Senet, ek like da te gaan luister on hon de donna en mask. In Mach. Okay, see, I thought I said mask. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm glad that you listen. It's awesome. Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. Kindergarten cop. Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. Exactly. What's the best bet the Pope is not being treated with remdesivir respirator? Your new pronoun is get lost. They need a kick in their non-binaries. Good God, you guys are killing it. My pronouns are, yep, okay. One should think, in a country where the clever citizens outnumber the Neanderthals by far, we should be exporting electricity. Okay. Oh, yeah. Hendo even talks in caps on Twitter. His keyboard's been broken. Hendo can't afford a keyboard. You know, we tried to do a back a buddy, GoFundMe fund for it, but nobody signed up to give him money to buy a new keyboard. I mean, keyboards cost, what, $10, £6? And you go to Curry's and get them for £10, you know. Curry's sell them for £10. But the caps lock has been broken in his keyboard for decades. Alan says, I identify as multimillionaire. My bank says I'm delusional. Thank you for all your time. You're welcome, Julie. That's where we started when I first went live after the news. And it just jumped on me. President Ramaphosa said it's fine to build more dwellings on existing houses in his Sona speech. I didn't really get that from the speech. The downside is load shedding is back. The upside is that couch making is an all-time high. South Africa's gone, mate. Even the HRC is against certain South Africans these days. Oh, Nick, you got to get a new screen, man. Half blue, pink, half normal. Cyril is seeking to establish a cybercrime group with SCOM GPT to rival the likes of Kim Jong-un's Lazarus. There's another super chat. 140 Rand. I had a weird day on YouTube today. Was out of things to watch. Refreshing my suggested videos, hoping for either a video of yours, Ronaldo, or Morning Shot. Thanks for your content, Dysleka. Well, thank you so much for that, Tessius. I very much appreciate your super chat. This guy hasn't stepped down, but he will. Yeah. We'll see. Stinky the Squid. Musk is not running America. He's helping to improve America. Correct. Will they close American Embassy in Santon when they change the name of the road? Well, first off, Freelance Client, it's not an embassy. It's a consular section. And no, they aren't going to close it. That thing cost a fortune. We're not going to build another one. They probably just, I don't know what's going to happen there. But yeah, they're not going to close our consular section there. Do you think crypto will ever be legal tender in America with universal use of the dollar being so important to our economy? Well, it already sort of is. There's another super chat from Chris County. Can't wait for the interview with Tucker Carlson. Well, a lot of people are looking forward to that. Yeah, well, cryptocurrency is already in use here. People use it every day in America, so I'm not really sure how to answer that one. Andre Applegrin, hope you're doing well. Well, thank you very much. Very kind of you. I hope you're doing well. Hope you are also doing well. Hard to get that out. Johan Krugel. So that's the best answer I have for that, Johan. Peter Savanga, welcome to you. Bernie Langpeel. Stop talking cock. Zelensky has more balls than Trump will ever be. Wrong answer, Benny. Wrong answer. Zelensky is a grifter, and he has fleeced $280 billion from Americans, another $100 billion plus from the Europeans, and killed hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians and Russians because of his asinine foreign policy and his intransigence. So, no, he doesn't have more balls than Trump. Trump has been shot in the head, and he's still standing. I'm still standing, better than I ever did, looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. Don't you know that I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind? I'm still standing. Yeah. Zelensky has no balls. He's a penis piano playing comedian who has caused countless sufferings and deaths in Ukraine and Russia. He and his fellow war criminal, Vladimir Putin, should be gone forthwith. But you're very wrong there, Benny. Thank you for playing along, but you're wrong. Oh, I see Benny has to go get his timeout here. So Benny was 11:51. Oh, what a sad hate wanker. Benny, don't you have a life, man? Release that hand. Are you left-handed or right-handed? Release. You don't want to cut off the blood flow to your brain too long. Benny. Rocket Man. Well, they closed America. Oh, that was where I was at. Okay, there we go. Line in the sand for the Colonel's amusement for the last 4 years of building the new embassy in Windhoek has been playing duck and cover on the campus every day. Really, that's funny. There's another super chat. Thank you for the super chat. $5. Who sent that one? $5. Hillbilly Skeptic. Hey, it seems the South African Constitution guarantees land reform, specific group based on racial grounds. Land reform is communist redistribution based on race. Well, it doesn't say that, does it? It doesn't say for certain groups, no. Let's just talk about this, okay? So in the actual fact of the matter, it wasn't just black people were defrauded of land. Coloreds, Indians, and white people had their land taken from them under these policies. People often neglect to mention that because the whites were typically compensated with land elsewhere. Many farmers in Northwest Province, what is today, what was the old Transvaal, had their land taken so that Botswana could be formed. And then they were relocated from there to other places like KwaZulu-Natal. So the Constitution isn't written in a fashion. Why is this showing me everything under the sun here? I'm trying to find. Okay, I got a lot of text files here all of a sudden. I'm trying to find the actual wording in the Constitution. There's another super chat. Sorry, I missed that one. Stinky 199. Did you see the Trevor Noah advocating race? I did see that. You know, after decades of progress, we have these clowns pulling their nonsense like that. It's absolutely pathetic and sad. Okay, where the heck is that's Snobs and Kesey? That's too far back. Okay, there we go. Constitution somewhere in here. Where's it at? There you go. EWC. This is what the Constitution of South Africa actually says. It says nothing about race. And it should say nothing about race because that's inappropriate. But this is what the South African Constitution says. Section 25 allows for, oops, that's the wrong thing, expropriation of land. There's no mention of race in here. No mention of race. That's the entire section. Property may be expropriated only in terms of law and general application for a public purpose and the public interest, subject to compensation, the amount of which is in time and manner of payment have either been agreed to by those affected or decided or approved by court. Now, it does say that you take into effect the current use of the property, the history of the acquisition use of the property. That's reasonable. The market value of the property, the extent to which state investment, the purpose of expropriation. There's no mention of skin color or ethnicity there. Nowhere in the Constitution. It just does not exist. So that's not accurate. It's being told that way to the public by racists in government and in the media, but that's not the case. We have a new question. Sorry if this comes as a dumb question, but what would happen to your debt once you arrive as a refugee in the U.S.? Well, your credit rating in South Africa has no impact on the U.S. Now, it's different with the U.K., and I can't say to what extent because I know our financial systems are linked in a more direct fashion. I know that because I've written checks for services in the UK. I paid for my economist subscription 30-some years ago at the London office with an American check. Yep. And I paid in dollars because, not pounds. As far as I know, your debt is there. Nobody can do anything to you. There's a super chat for $1.99. Thank you for that. But I'm not a legal expert in South Africa. As far as I know, you walk out the door. What are they going to do? That's not a dumb question, Marlies. 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 That's Marlies, and she's Marlies, so slightly different. Can we collect for new keyboard for Hendo? Yeah, it won't change. She's such a habit now. Okay, Tertius Opperman, thank you for that super chat, 140 Rand. John Greenlees, I listened to the Sunday Neil DeBeer show, and he said he was asked to go with the delegation, but is not going. Oh, that's news. Okay, I'll talk to Neil. Following German elections, some interesting developments happening there. Yep. So sweet. That's an inside joke from Chris, but thoughtful of you. Okay. Christian says, can't wait for Ernst Rhodes. Antoinette Mayer, I just heard something that many already know. Upshot is we need oil spike substandard. Huh? Oil's not been paid. Huh? I have no idea what you're saying, Antoinette. South Africa grapples with severe healthcare crisis. National Department of Health decision to spend $28 million on. Yeah, I saw that. They spent $28 million trying to sell you on National Health Insurance Initiative rather than actually providing healthcare and hiring doctors. Tom McDonald has a new song. I didn't see that. He usually releases them every Friday. Come on, what's going on over here? Damn it. This has been happening from YouTube. There we go. It locks up. Okay, it's just my chat keeps doing all kinds of stuff. There we go. All right, now I got it back under control. Elon Musk is set to establish the Federal Agency for Financial Oversight. It's the enforcement arm of debt. That's good, Pablo Charlie. Trump, the bullet dodger, exactly. Yes, I'm working on the album again tonight. That's right. I'm still standing. Trevor's stupid. America should ship him back home. Well, he is back home. He's in South Africa, isn't he? Paul Kruger used to give a farm in the Waterberg to get rid of someone. Send Juju and Cheryl to the farm. Face, happy Sunday. Thank you, Face, for the $1.99. Appreciate that. Phil Collins, yeah. Zimbabwe fall after they took the land and chased us out of South Africa is next. Yep. Elton John, that's right. So we're up to 523 likes. We're down to 597 current viewers. Why are we dropping? Come watch the program, or we'll make you sit through load shedding. If you don't watch this program, I will descend load shedding upon South Africa. Oh, sorry, that's already happened. I really can't do that. Yeah, he's getting his treatment. That's probably what it is. Okay. Doesn't care about your debt. Yep, America doesn't care. You're fleeing persecution. Imagine every dictator could stop fleeing people by saying, hey, they have debt. Exactly that, right? Yeah, but if 5 years from now they become American and go back to South Africa, maybe the debt collectors will be waiting for them. So, saw that video about a South African guy explaining how low white people. Yeah, I know that's Noya Balotti. I've done videos on him. Yep. Johannesburg has appointed a new bylaw to regulate privately owned surveillance in public spaces. I didn't see about that. Thank you. Yeah, Trevor's a douchebag. He is. Can't wait to see what stirs that debate. Many viewers dropped due to load shedding. That's true. Buy dollars figured out and buy already before they ran tanks. Tony in Canada is got buffering. I'm sorry to see that. 99 black balloons. Hast du etwas Zeit für mich? Singe ich ein Lied für dich von 99 Luftballons. Trevor Noah and Zelensky start a comedy show. Yeah, that would work well together. Trevor Noah and the Zelensky show. It's the Trevor and Vladimir show. Yep. Are votes counted quickly in Germany, and who we hope win? Well, no one's going to win. I would hope to see the AfD come in first. That would be awesome. CDU needs to be taught a lesson. They're arrogant, and they're not conservative. They're arrogant. The FDP needs to start acting more like conservatives that they really are, or libertarians. Yeah, I'd love to see the AfD come in first, but they're going to come in second most likely. They're going to get over 20%, that's for sure. How high they go, we'll see. I love when you talk forward to me. Ja, echt, Stefan. Ja, Stefan. Ja, dann vielleicht soll es auf Deutsch jetzt reden. Wir können also unsere Unterhaltung zwischen uns auf Deutsch. Ich kann Sie Bescheid sagen, was dann los eigentlich hier in Pennsylvania und den Vereinigten Staaten überall auf der Welt. Wir haben unsere Nachrichten, kommt aus Pennsylvania, unsere Sendung. Ja, hier im Studio bin ich bei ARD 1. Ja, falsch. Es gibt kein ARD 1 in Pennsylvania. Ja. Andre likes my outfits. Thank you for that. SA government is running out of money and threatening to start taking people's pensions. That's why they want expropriation without compensation for your pensions. And they already said it. They're like, oh, well, you know, we can take pensions. They already said it. Something from the horse's mouth. Oil companies supplied Eskom with oil to enrich their oil as they're buying substandard coal from companies. Gotcha. Christian is another super chat, 14 Rand. Thank you for that. Can't wait for the Tucker Carlson interview. Okay, I thought you said it already. They're buying the oil because, they're buying the oil because the coal is substandard. Yep. Can't wait for the refugee program startup. I hope we get more of you guys here in Georgia. Everyone I have met from South Africa has great work ethics. Looking forward to new neighbors. Says Sam I Am. Sam I Am? That sounds like green eggs and ham. Whatever's wrong with Tro is not a small thing. That is true. Lee Friend, Bling Note. Oh my goodness, Lee Friend. It has been donkey years. Good to see you're alive. America cures cancer. Haha, Christian, that's good. America cures cancer. That's a very good super chat. I like that one. Not refugee Q related, but can women also apply for H2B? Yeah, it's H2A. No, it's not just for men. It's for anybody. Trevor Noah made his initial. Why would we make it for women, for men? Made his initial fortune from white audience. Moved to USA, grows an afro, and becomes woke. Yeah, what a doofus. Exactly. Land reform in South Africa aims to reduce inequality and empower farm workers. It includes property and possibly white-owned businesses. Thank you for the membership, JG. Okay, what are you saying there? Berto. No. Tia Clue. Thank you, Justin. Tia Clue. Land reform aims to reduce inequality and empower farm workers. It also includes property and possibly white-owned business. Okay, the second sentence makes no sense. The first one is as a claim, but it's not true. Ihre Deutsch is sind is not ist not sind. Thank you very much, Amino. Yeah. C'est pas la même chose. On peut parler aussi en français pour toutes les choses. Notre transmission qui vient des États-Unis, ici, au Pennsylvanie. Je suis très heureux que tout le monde sont là avec nous pour notre transmission aujourd'hui des actualités du monde. Oui. Okay. Side state 6 low saying some of the households in my area have been without electricity for 5 or 6 days. Yeah, well, there are places in Northwest without electricity for 5 or 6 months. Yep. And who did that? Gordon Forbes, thank you for the gift of memberships, man. Linda DeBrune, they steal the backup batteries for cell phone towers and have no signal. Yep, exactly. Falco, Amadeus. Er war so populär, er war ein Superstar. Amadeus. Falco. Man, I love Falco. He was awesome. What a tragic way he died. He's sad. He had a very sad existence. Moved to Costa Rica. Turned in his little 4x4 SUV, tiny SUV, and ran right into a bus. Obliterated. Killed at the age of 40. If I had a job, I would gift you $10,000. Chris, that's very kind of you. Did you see the video about the guy in December that got stabbed in Port Elizabeth by 2 black guys that literally died on camera? No news even reported it. There are so many people just watching. I don't recall that video. I don't know about the guy in Northwest who was at his resort, his retreat there, and he was attacked by a mob of black thugs who stabbed him in the back, stabbed him multiple times. And there's been no South African Human Rights Commission investigation into that they've made public. No investigation into Nobs Mkhize, no investigation into Noya Bolodi, no investigation to these racists who attack people based on their skin color, threaten their lives, and harm them. But instead, we do have an investigation into Ronaldo Khos, who once upon a time, 15 years ago, as a young man, made a video in which he uttered a word which seems to really get under the skin of the elites in South Africa, and it hurt their feelings after it was intentionally released after he became a member of parliament to distract from the government of national unity. The cowardly Democratic Alliance, which was aware of the video and aware of what he'd done in the past, dumped him like a hot potato because they're wusses. And we've seen what the Democratic Alliance has done since then. They've done nothing to stop the Bella bill. They've done nothing to stop the 3% corporate tax for black slush fund. And, of course, they rolled over and took it up the bum on expropriation without compensation, taking a court case to the court, claiming that that's going to stop it. No, they took the weakest approach possible and claimed it was the strongest approach. And there is a super chat. J'adore quand on parle étranger. Ah ouais, c'est très, très joli, n'est-ce pas? Ah ouais, moi-même, j'adore le français. C'est très joli, n'est-ce pas? Oui, oui. Okay, Gary Wild, welcome to you. Will the Freedom for Us leave the GNU to the new leader? I don't know. I have to talk to Dr. Corney Mulder. I have to talk to him. Wow. I will be interviewing Dr. Groenewald sometime soon. A lot of YouTube content creators getting on the bandwagon, calling out Ronaldo Chris is concerned as far right-wingers. Can't they see the truth? Oh yeah, no, I've seen that. I've been attacked by people with slander, and I'm not right wing. I'm right of center. I'm not right wing. That's so funny, so funny. Calling for equality and equal treatment of people is right wing. These people have lost their minds. That's actually liberal. You can't do anything. You'll be arrested if you assault the criminal. Yep. I'm always lurking. We watch you since lockdown. Okay, Lee. I just don't see you in the chat very often. Had a total of 8 hours load shedding today. Does that mean stage 8? Good God. H2A agents in South Africa are very sexist and only want to send women to pack sheds. I tried for 3 years, eventually got scammed by an agent. Okay, well, Maddie, that may be the agents, but why do you need H2A agents? Why don't you just apply for the visa at the embassy? See, this is all scam too in my book. These people put this package together. They claim they're helping you. I don't know what they get paid for that. And they make you say it goes faster. Just apply directly. There's nothing to stop someone. You don't have to go through an agent to apply for a visa. You apply for a visa on your own. Just apply. Don't go through these people if they're going to be sexist. All right, let's see this. Do a poll. Start a poll. Okay. Oh, it's frozen again. YouTube. God bless it. YouTube. These tabs just keep freezing. It happens every day now. It happens to all the content creators, not just me. So it's definitely not something targeting me. It's also not a Firefox issue because it doesn't matter which browser I use, the crap happens. Okay, let's do a poll. Let's start a poll. Okay, let me see. In this poll, I'm going to say, okay, have you semi-migrated to Western Cape? That's a good question. I'm going to go with there. So, okay. Sorry to hear that, Maddie, that they treated you that way. Thank you for incredible program. You're welcome, Rui Pepper Stolfbag. HRC does nothing in South Africa if you're white. Well, they do prosecute some black offenders, but they're low level and they usually get nothing serious out of it. Chris Wyatt's greatest German hits, please. Human Rights Commission does in South Africa. They follow government policies directed by the NC and other cater deployment. Agreed. And that's Ranger Super Chat. Thank you for that, Ranger. Matt Bianco, whose side are you on? I do not. You won't find me in a karaoke bar. I've only done karaoke one time. One time. I'm looking at Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee's lovely. Charles Fenton says we always get load shedding before a price increase. The A is on its last leg. Well, they're not the only ones. The ANC is on its last leg. Your thoughts on Starmer wanting to send troops to Ukraine? I think he's an idiot. I think he's a fascist, totalitarian, censorship idiot who imprisons UK citizens for no offense. Harming someone's dignity, that's a criminal offense? No, get over yourself. It's a civil offense maybe, but a criminal offense, no. Sorry, Skuman, I already have 7 hours load shedding. Good Lord. Thanks to whoever gifted me a month membership. Yep, okay. Thinking about load shedding, America has huge natural disasters and an army of linemen flood the area, rebuild. Yeah, my neighbor's a lineman. Yep. When the hurricanes hit down there and wiped out the power lines in North Carolina and in Florida, he was down there for 6 weeks making big coin repairing the lines. Yep. I'm a lineman for the county. No, that's in the song. Open season on all. Okay. I like it when you talk foreign. DA voted Ramaphosa in the president. Yep, they voted for him. Are the Germans voting? Say yes, they are. Stuart Lennox, they are voting today. It should be over soon. Yep. If Zimbabwe people come to South Africa for work, where will we need to go to work after we end up being Zimbabwe 2.0? Well, what are you drinking, if you don't mind me? Andre Appelgren, you're new to the channel. This is Frappuccino. You can get these in South Africa, but they're not made. They're made somewhere else. I think they're made in Singapore, somewhere like that. And they're very expensive. They don't quite taste the same because it's a different formula. But this one's bottled by Pepsi Cola here in the States. And it's coffee flavored with a little bit of coffee in it, sugar, caffeine. So just something to drink. Hotful Biker says, stage 8's when they take your wife away because she's the light of your life. Yes, I drink the tears of liberal mainstream media. I love it's funny how like these hate wankers are suddenly like, oh, look at these people jumping on this thing and making all these claims about stuff. Now, I'm consistent. I've stood up for black, white, and brown South Africans, Christians, Muslims, Jews endlessly for years in the public sector, in public, and also in private. So, you know, these Johnny-come-latelys that cherry pick content to create false impressions and lie to the rubes out there are just shameful people. Shameful people. If I was any more right-wing, I would drop off the edge, says Alan. Okay. We're currently Eastern Cape, not too far from Western Cape, says Luis Stoltz. Hey, Stoltz, which means proud. Moved from Centurion to Cape Town 12 years ago. Kapstadt will not see me or my money ever again, says Chris. Do you think the refugee program will happen and realize what? Yes, Wolf, the blind biker. I do think it'll happen. Here's an executive order that says it must happen. So unless something significant changes, if the ANC suddenly stops undermining U.S. foreign policy, which isn't going to happen, if the ANC suddenly removes 142 racist laws, which isn't going to happen. So yes, it's going to happen. I don't see why it wouldn't. And a time frame? No one knows the time frame. I couldn't possibly tell you. I'm not working in the State Department. If I was working in the State Department, I might be able to give an estimate. Move to Santon. Went the opposite direction, says Congo Chris. Can't afford, well, if you've always lived in Western Cape, then you won't answer the poll. Rather live in Gauteng and not have to see rainbow crosswalks, thanks to the DA. Chappies will never go back to Pretoria. How is Austin, Texas? Hot. Okay. It's a tech center. Lots of Gauteng residents semi-migrate to Western Cape. Yep. What if you're from Western Cape? No need to move. You don't answer the poll. That's pretty simple. I'm not from Western Cape, so I didn't answer the poll. If we get to pick, I'm going to Florida. We'll have fun with that. Florida isn't full of rednecks. That's a misnomer. It's full of New Yorkers and Cubans. The reason white elites would never admit the atrocities, human rights violations done against minorities is that they know if we get to go somewhere else, they will be just as poor as we are. Exactly. They're living off your misery. Yeah, it's very expensive to stay in Georgia, no doubt about it. Looked at some history on Africa today. There is so much race hatred now that this continent is so stuffed up, and you think, what could have been if things were different? Yeah, that's true. That is true. Louisiana is open and welcoming for anyone interested. Well, you can go to the sportsman's paradise if you like, but I can't stand the humidity and the heat. I'm a lineman for cereal. He lined my pocket. Starbucks we get here is from Denmark or South Korea. Yeah, that's it, Crispy. South Korea. I knew it was from somewhere in Asia. Okay, policy in South Africa has been rubber stamped without public consultation for years now, holding some vague hope that the GNU will hold back the rubber stamping. Yeah, it's a vague hope. Egypt amassing forces at the Israel border does not really make sense, just to protect the border. No, it's to keep the Palestinians out. That's what it's for. When can I come to Pennsylvania? To say it will be in Pennsylvania. Still need to figure out when. Out where? Well, we'll meet in Gettysburg. Why was there a tornado in Pretoria? Because y'all pissed God off. I see I hate Americans next. Well, that's fine because they're all assholes. So we just take the money away and they hate us. So they only like us because we give them money? Well, screw them. I don't have to like you because you give me money. American friend living in Pennsylvania, we met through online gaming. Oh, that's interesting. I stay in Beaufort West. Okay. You never know what you're going to get. What's Len Crow's question? I didn't see anything from Len Crow. He had a question. Johan de Villiers, pop sock gets stuck in your system for a week. Okay. Nico's saying, at the moment, it's comedy Central America. It depends on what kind of culture you like. It's also, can't get more free than that. Well, you can get more free than Texas. That's the reputation they have, but it's not accurate. Have to literally work around load shedding the next 4 hours. That's crazy. Colonel, can't you get Steve Hoffmeyer for an interview? Geo 1984, I've interviewed Steve Hoffmeyer, and that was 5 years ago. It's on this channel. You can see the entire interview, plus some segments of it, cutouts, talking about his military service, talking about Die Land, the song, and Leaky. And I've asked Steve to come on the program periodically over the past couple of years, and he is demurred. He hasn't come back on the program, so he doesn't want to. That is a prerogative. We're friends, we get along, but he doesn't want to do the interview. That's his business. Are you near Philadelphia? Nope, 2 hours away. You went to Valley Forge Military Academy. Wow, that's interesting, Evan. Evan, are you the attorney that's been putting videos out, Evan Galopta. And that is a German name, but I'm guessing it's Jewish in this case. Evan, not that it really matters, who cares? But Evan, are you the attorney that is making the videos? Yeah, Valley Forge Military Academy, I'm familiar with it. But no, I'm not near Philadelphia. I'm 2 hours away from there. Marlies, we can't wait to get to the U.S. I think people will think we're weird for being over paranoid. No, there's no reason. No one thinks you're weird. They installed a rainbow on the road in my town. It's almost entirely black from people burning tires on it. Good God. Once a week, the abattoirs let such a stink. Generally, the air. Ugh, that's disgusting. All right, I'm going to close the. Okay. Shockingly, 21% of the people here out of 312, I closed the poll because I can't see over here very clearly, see the text. So that means that over 60 people moved to the Western Cape. That's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, if it was 5%, that would be significant. But 21% of those responding have moved to Western Cape, plus another percentage, 14% are considering it. That's scary. Hendo says, yes, he is. Okay. Okay, Sonia. And perfect last name pronunciation. Yeah. Kilopta. Yep. I sent a message, Steve. He did not reply to me on another matter, but said nothing yet of contacting you. Yeah, Jan. So Evan is not responding. Philly cheesesteaks are very popular. I don't really care for them. Philly chicken cheesesteak, that I can deal with. Yeah, it's a big deal in Philadelphia. You got lots of little shops all over the streets downtown where you can get the Philly cheesesteaks. I mean, it's cardiac inducing. It's stroke inducing. This stuff is full of grease and fat, but it's tasty. Leonard McLaughlin says, what's the chance of things changing for the worse immigrating refugees seeking South Africa? Leonard, I really don't know what you mean by that question. We mean things changing for the worse. You got to give me context there. What do you mean? I mean, there's all kinds of things. You're talking about if you apply for it and the government oppresses you. I mean, I don't. What are you going after there? America needs to make a gap for South African Indians, ones that have been here for generations. Everyday magic moments. I don't disagree with you. As I said, I would not have written the executive order in this fashion. I would not have said Afrikaners in South Africa were victims of unjust racial discrimination. That also opened the door for Ronnie Lamola to pander his racist BS, claiming that, well, it's racist because it's only for white people. No, I would have said South Africans who are victims of racial discrimination. That's what I would have said. I mean, we didn't. Well, I suppose we did say blacks were race victims. We ignored the coloreds and Indians back in the day when it was apartheid, so I don't know. But I would not have written it that way. With current policy, I believe the rand will go to 30 to dollar. It's going to go worse than that, depending on what happens. Yep. Louisa Stoltz jumped on me there again. If it ends up in the end, we need to go to refugee route. Will we be able to start our own company? Okay, Louisa, not directed to you, but I spent 3.5 hours on this broadcast last night explaining to people, and I've answered this many, many times. Yes, you can start a company. Why would you think you can't start a company? But how are you going to start a company? You have no capital. It doesn't mean you can't do it. I mean, sometimes things can start with very little capital. I mean, if you have a laptop, you could start a company. Yep. If you're doing it something you're providing an online service, you don't need a whole lot of stuff. But if you want to build a business, where are you going to rent the building from? Where are you going to get the goods from? How are you going to start suppliers when you have no credit history? You have no ties. I mean, look, I'm not saying it's impossible, but feel free to start your company. 90% of all companies fail in the first 5 years. 90% or 95, I think it is. Anyway, so start your business. That's what makes America great. Small businesses, small, medium-sized businesses, just like the German economy, the Mittelstand. Ja, der Mittelstand in Deutschland, das ist das wichtige Segment der Wirtschaft. Yeah, anyway, so, that's great. But, why couldn't you start it? Again, folks, if you're granted refugee status, it's the equivalent of having a permanent residency card. People with a green card that live here have the same privileges short of voting that Americans have. You're protected under a constitution. It protects your rights. You get the same rights Americans get if you have that. So refugees get the same. The one thing you don't get to do is vote. That's for citizens, not taxpayers, but citizens. I started my own business in access control 2 years ago. Okay, Louise, cool. Kathleen Bernard. Good day, Chris, and everyone. Sorry, my YouTube active funny. YouTube does that a lot. If I moved to the USA, I would never have had my kids. I won't move to the USA now because I love my kids more. Oh, you're in Canada, Tony. That's why. YouTube is the closest to SM I do. Social media, I quit all those years ago. I went on X yesterday for the first time in years. It's a cesspool of hatred. Yeah, it's terrible. Kim Jong-un's Lazarus Group is establishing a VBS bank with the EFF. Pablo, be quiet. Hi, Evan. Glad to see you here. You and Chris should make a video together and state factual info. His Afrikaans is not too shabby. Well, I have to ask Evan if he's really been studying Afrikaans all the years he claims, or if he's using Google Translator to put it on the screen and he's reading it with his American accent. Evan says, I just responded to about 50 emails. I'm working on it. Promise I'm doing this side, so bear with me. Are you talking to me, Evan? All I ask is you confirm if it was you. So apparently that is the same guy. Did my army in Youngsfield in Western Cape. I promised myself I would never go back. Okay. Lived in the Cape for years. It's really just the same issues, but with a different flavor. Certain political groups were busing individuals into our little town in an effort to destabilize. Yep. The community. It worked, and we had spates of riots, looting, and killing. Well, let me just give you a perfect example of how this stuff. Two anecdotal examples of what's going on. Let me finish the chat first. Nico Gustin, points increasing. Okay. Mickey, gosh, it really jumps here. Scott, I would not normally tell anyone to move to the mountains of Western North Carolina because too many people already know about it. Yeah, it's beautiful there. But it is in North Carolina. Need to go, Chris. Okay, Yoakum, thank you for being here. American Airlines flight to New Delhi had to return due to threat. Good God. Narendra Zeman, how on earth can a person move if you will not be able to sell? Sierra creates a disaster now. I don't know what you're talking about. Move where? Daniel, Chris, just give us a piece of land. I'm telling you, we'll give you the last best crop in USA. I don't know about that. We have the best farmers in the world, so good luck topping them. Bricks is dead. Brazil, good terms with America. Brazil's not on good terms with America. It's run by a fascist. Russia's listening to Trump. India rushed to D.C. Yep. While we're asking stupid questions, can I bring bed bugs? No, you can't. We already have plenty. If you were a South African citizen, how would you think about going for refugee program with your extensive knowledge of Africa? Look, Jan van Driel, I mean, that's a hypothetical that really is almost impossible to answer. I mean, I didn't grow up there. I mean, yes, I know Africa, but if I was suddenly a South African citizen today, how would I take it? I don't know. It'd have to be my circumstance. If I lived in Somerset West and I ran a business that had 30 million rand of revenue and I employed 40 people, I wouldn't want to leave. If I had, 3,000 hectares in Northern Cape and I was putting sheep out there and making a fortune off of wool and employing 100 people, I wouldn't want to go. I don't know. Blue Barn Farm, how old are you? 27. 27. And answering your questions has made me look like this. Yeah, I had brown hair just a month ago. Of course, I had 20,000 subscribers a month ago too. So this is what happens. This is what happens when you answer these questions over and over again. You see what it's done to me? It's just, it's crazy. Okay, I want to get to those anecdotal things. Okay, now I've caught up finally. One thing we need is, before we come, is Bigfoot real? Yes, Bigfoot is real. Yeah, absolutely. True story. And so is the Loch Ness Monster. And so is 5G contamination. It's all real. It's all real. Thank you, Ian Kotsia, for subscribing. Okay, so the two anecdotal things, what was I talking about here now? God bless it, I lost track there. It'll come back to me. Fiona loves my sense of humor. The U.S. is going to receive a lot of white car guards. We don't have car guards here. We don't do car guards. Important question, how does Bigfoot exist? Okay. Do a poll on where the South Africans would settle in the U.S. It's just, I don't know. Chris, do you have any guidelines? H-2A workers in America, do they need to come home to apply for it? Yeah, they would, unless the law has changed. The law, that's a good question. I've answered it many times, but I'll happily answer it again. Under the law as it exists, you cannot apply for a refugee status in America. You're not being persecuted. You're here. Now, your reason for being here might have been because you're persecuted and you used the H-2A to get here. That's a different story. But you're here, so you could not get it. Now, they may make exceptions. I don't know, but that's current status. Okay, what else we got here? Yeah, no job opportunity for car guards. Now, what were the anecdotal stories I want to talk about there? I had two anecdotal stories explain how things about something. It was further back here. I'm trying to find where that was. I love my son. That's why I'm taking him to America. His son has the possibility of becoming president of the United States, an opportunity that's impossible in South Africa. By the way, I did a poll just before this. So if Evan's here, are you interested in having a conversation, Evan? Just asking for a friend. Still not there, man. 48,935. We are not going to get to 49,000 today. That's crazy. So I did a video about a car in here a while ago. It's got 1,700 views. I loaded up before this. I mean, it's just silly. This woman. Oh yeah, SV. Yeah, I put that on my Twitter account. Yeah. Yep. Nah, I'm not going bald. Not going bald, folks. No, that ain't no danger of that happening. Nope, Chernobyl didn't cause it. Not going to happen. 3 Mile Islands didn't cause it. Yep. The people who want to move the USA need to remember that there is so much more UFO activity there. Do you want to end up being abducted? Oh, look at this. We knew the men in black. Hoping you remember. Who's the most gangster U.S. president in your opinion? A bunch of them took bullets and one of them kept alligators in the White House. I don't know. I never thought about that. Trump has shut down our New York City congestion pricing. How did he do that, Face? I mean, he threatened, but I don't know how he did it. We were complaining about expensive. It was $9 a day just for driving Manhattan. It was crazy. Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You guys think Ernst Rhodes got an opportunity in the USA? That's why the resignation? I don't know. I haven't talked to Ernst. I don't think I've sent him a message here. I mean, look, let me see if I talked to him and said something. Looking to see if I've got something. No, nothing here. Nothing here. Anyway. The aliens always land by the hog pen. Thank you, Jan Jordan. All of us go on the refugee program and go to the States. You're going to have one big family there. Yeah, you all say that. You'll get here and you forget about me in 5 minutes. Don't tell me that. I know better. I know how this works. People are just here to get information. Then they're going to leave. They're going to fritter away. That's fine. No one owes me anything. I'm not doing this for that. Have you seen what the dog center in Beretta look like these days? No, I don't know what that looks like. Sonia, thank you for mentioning my hair. Saw Trump was pissed because some states will allow men and women's sports. I didn't see that. Anyway, let me show you this really quick for those who haven't seen it. So I'm going to play this up. Now, I've talked about this many times. So there's an advert. Let me play the advert here. Okay. Once the advert's done, Karen is upset that military get benefits. So I did this just before this broadcast. You can see my face is very pink in this. Very, very pink. Look at that. Here we go. This is Chris. Well, just can't let this one pass. Stupid people should wear signs. Bill Engvall got it right years ago. Stupid people should wear signs. That way he wouldn't bother asking them anything.
This might not be a popular topic, but I have an opinion about the military. I don't like that we give our military guys 10% discounts and different things at different businesses.
Now, folks, I've said this many, many, many times when people always obsequiously sometimes say, we love our military. Thank you for your service. It's an odd situation for me. I'd spent 18 years in the military before the first person ever thanked me once for my military service. And no one is obliged to thank me. I'm not asking for thanks. That's not why I served. But we aren't special. We're just people who've stepped forward, Americans who stepped forward and put our lives on the line. That doesn't make us special. Because firefighters, emergency medical technicians, law enforcement, and emergency room staff do this each and every single day. All of whom sacrifice.
Because they're already living off the taxpayer dollar. And some of them get benefits, on different places throughout their life, even after they're not serving. So even if they went and served a year, they're like, oh, I still get a discount for the rest of my life because I served for 1 year.
So people who get a discount for serving 1 year, What about those of us who are paying for those taxes? As I said, stupid people should wear signs. That way you would not ask them anything. I'm sorry, I didn't see your sign. Taxes paying for discounts at private businesses. Lady, private businesses offer discounts to a variety of groups, active and retired military, veterans, seniors, students. I don't hear you whining about any of those other categories of people.
Like, what about us who are paying for those taxes for our whole life?
Paying taxes for a whole life and we get no break. So I imagine you presume that military personnel don't pay taxes. If only.
And we get no break. We get no benefit for supporting our military and for paying for them all these years.
We get no benefit for supporting our military. Now, this level of ignorance is difficult to combat. No benefit? Okay, let's shut down the Department of Defense. Let's see how long she can continue to have the liberty to be so stupid on camera with no defenders of the Constitution on watch.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Well, I don't imagine that it does.
They get benefits for so many different things. And then they can still go on base even after they're out. And they can get tax-free food. And
they can still go on base and get tax-free food. And I don't even know all the benefits they get. Well, food is not taxed by many states. Many jurisdictions don't charge for food. So this is something available to every consumer, even illegal aliens. While military actually do pay a tax of sorts for purchasing food at the commissary on base. The commissary tax on a 5% surcharge for all items to cover the cost of operating the commissaries. That way they don't cost the government money. Safeway, Kroger, Albertsons, Giant, Piggly Wiggly, no such surcharge. So in fact, you aren't paying taxes while military in effect are paying taxes on their food. Talk about ignorance.
Buy it on base and I don't know. I don't even know all the stuff that happens that they get all these benefits, but I don't like it. I think we should get benefits, not them.
I don't like it. I think we should get benefits. Well, first, you're conflating generosity from private sector with benefits. Those benefits you mentioned are not obligatory, nor are they universal. For instance, the Hershey Bears hockey team make money off of selling merchandise proclaiming to love veterans. They make a fortune off of veterans. But they offer no military discount on tickets or merchandise. And they're not obliged to do so. That's a voluntary thing on their part, and they choose not to do it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But they do offer corporate ticket discounts for their wealthy clients, but not for military. So your anger is directed in the wrong place. And sacrifice is not tied to time served. I spent 36 and a half years in uniform, missing birthdays, weddings, funerals, relationships, safety, getting adequate medical care, no dental care, lacking comfort, and so on. But someone who serves 1 year also misses out on many things. The ingratitude of this woman is comical. She wants discounts. What has she done to earn them? Exhale carbon dioxide? So I don't know what her whiny complaint is about. These discounts she's complaining about are what private vendors offer. And they go away. The National Hockey League used to offer a 35% discount for military. It was generous. It made it affordable. And I used to subscribe so I could watch all the hockey games. And then they sold themselves down the river to Disney, to ESPN. But hey, whatever. I don't know what she's so upset about here. Get over yourself, lady. You want a discount? Get out there. No sleep. March in the cold, wet, rain, sacrifice. Contribute something to society instead of your cake-hole. What do you think, folks? Cheers.
It's time to wake people up.
Anyway, yeah, so that Karen there, wow. Yeah, some people are just, they take the cake, you know. And it's benefits your military. Benefits? Look, sweetheart, you don't pay taxes for groceries in the grocery store, but we pay 5% more to go to the commissary. Now, that said, we get far better prices because the commissary isn't a profit-based organization. It sells the food in the commissary at cost plus 5%, which is used to pay for operations. So we essentially pay a tax. You don't pay one. I go to Giant down the street. There's no tax on food, no sales tax. But I go to commissary, I pay 5% more. What the heck? Idiots like this. Karen could join the military herself and also get... Exactly. Yeah, get her lard ass out there and join the military. Typical Walmart customer. I was in one SSB in Bloemfontein. Okay. And, I didn't say anything like that at all on my stuff. Yep. Anyway, you've heard or seen the channel Citizen Concern YouTube? Yes. I bet that would be a great interview. Well, the problem with that, Nico, now is, yes, we've talked about Citizen Concern, and I've praised some of her work. I've also criticized some. So let me see something real quick. So it's now the 23rd of February. On the 21st of February. So, okay. So Citizen Concern. Yeah, I don't have bad things to say about her. And actually I have some good things to say about her, although some of her content do question. So when she first came up, before she blew up, I saw her, I watched her videos, like, oh, this is refreshing. And I invited her to come on the channel and ask if I go on there. I never heard from him. I allowed for the fact that maybe I had the wrong contact because he was the one that was listed on the website. But I never heard. Maybe she's getting a lot of comments, a lot of questions. But my name has been mentioned to her many, many times. I actually have her contact information now. On the 21st of February, I wrote the following to her. And I said, Kalejo, greetings from Pennsylvania. Sorry to bother you, but the endless requests keep pouring in for me to have you appear on my program. I'm not aware of you granting interviews, or were you on Cliff Central? I'm not sure. I'm getting older, perhaps. But I figured I should ask so that, one, either you can come on, or two, I can just put the request to rest. Would you be interested in coming on my program? Very respectfully, Chris. I sent that message on Friday. Now, to be fair, it's just a couple of days ago. Maybe other stuff's going on. But that's not my first request. So if you want Citizen Concern on my program or me on her program, you need to inundate Citizen Concern. I've addressed this many, many times. I have no problem talking to her. I talk to anybody that's not a racist, not a bigot, or a member of the EFF. She should be, what's this? Yeah, Evan Kilopta, there's a super chat. Evan, yeah, no, it's interesting because the idiots that have been targeting me lately in South Africa have made the false claim that I'm doing this for attention, that I'm trying to get, what a crock. What a crock. I did this for 5 years with virtually no compensation at all. A little bit of super chat and a little bit of ad revenue that doesn't even pay for my travel to South Africa or for anything. Maybe pay my internet here and there. No, and it's certainly not for fame. I've been famous before. It's not all it's cracked up to be. I've been consistent in what I've been doing. The only thing that's changed is South Africa, not me. Not me. I've done this program. Found it extremely difficult to like this Karen video as I felt it was agreeing with her. You were agreeing with her? I think you're being facetious. Can refugees join the military? Callum Campbell, yes. Asked and answered. Yes, a refugee can join the military, provided you meet the conditions. And they're not easy. Only 17% of high school graduates in America are eligible to join the military, either because they got drug offenses, or they got criminal records, or they're physically unfit, or they got health deformities, or their education level is insufficient. Only 17% of high school students turning 18 can't even get in the military. And so we got to draw from that tiny pool. So every 100, we can go for after 17. From that 17, we might get 2 to come to the military. Yes, Lynn, and others don't matter. But, seeing people steal your content, alter it, and then lie about you is really disheartening. Yeah, Charles. No, I got you. But I've asked her to come on. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not. She has no obligation to come on here. And I have no obligation to come on here. The invitations here I've asked. I've done it. People ask me to do it. I've asked. Conservatives all over the world are standing up for what is right. Yep, you do what's right, moral, and just all the time. That's all you can do. None of us are perfect. None of us have lived a life without a single mistake. That's just silly. But all of us can strive to be the best person we can and to treat others with respect, love, and dignity. And that's how I take things. All right. What else you got here? So, Evan, I don't know if you want to do. I see you're still there. If you want to do something, we could chat about it. Reach out to me. Yeah, I originally mentioned what I just said. It's because bystanders said that you're looking to get some attention. I don't know if that's the case. Yeah, attorneys are never bored. America's a very litigious society. A very litigious society. Lawyers are never bored in America. It's a job that always pays off. Why does the lady sound like an ANC member? My goodness. Anyway, you'll notice my video. I didn't address anything personal about her. I love they got RFK in there along with the regenerative farmers he brought along. Strong bodies, strong families make a strong country. Karen Baps says, if you were to just take a guess, how many Americans, in your opinion, would answer yes to have experienced crimes in your poll? Just for interest's sake, how many out of 850? Well, I mean, that's it depends. You know, you can rig these polls. I can take a poll here, and the number's going to be very low in this area. I can take a poll in Philadelphia. The poll is going to be very high. I can take a poll nationwide, and I know. Out of 850, how many have experienced violent crime, which is what my question was in that poll, violent crime? I'd say probably 20. 20, that'd be a guess. You're just asking me to make a guess. 20? How long have you covered rugby commentary? Well, I've been a rugby fan for a long time, but I started doing the commentary, in 2021? So almost 4 years I've been doing it. And I was very rough at the beginning. And when I'm rested, I have time to prepare for a game. I think I do a pretty good job now. But some people have criticized me. Hey, you're not objective. Didn't claim to be objective. Not when it comes to rugby. No. My rugby coverage is not objective. It's not unbiased. Now, my assessment of officiating, that is objective. All right. And if I think I'm being biased, I'll point out, well, I want them to score that, but no, like, the Bulls didn't get a try. That first try was not a try. I can't believe the TMO didn't overrule that. Okay. But I'm definitely not. I'm partisan. I'm a Springbok fan. I'm a Province fan. I'm a Stormers fan, and I'm a South Africa rugby fan in general. So I definitely root for those sides, and that's why I cover those games. Thank you for your subscription, Lil Brooks. What type of conditioned housing will people be placed in? Will they resettle tents? No, they won't be put in tents. Louise, just go watch my videos. They won't be put in tents. Someone said the other day that they're all going to go in FEMA housing. No, they're not going to FEMA housing. There is no FEMA housing. Federal Emergency Management Agency has nothing to do with resettlement of refugees. We have over 300 NGOs and state agencies that handle resettlement with tens of thousands of sponsors around the country. They get lots of money. I've covered all this in the finance portion. Please watch the videos. Well, not everybody jumps out of a plane with a tactical nuke. I never jumped out of planes. I jumped out of helicopters. I rappelled, but I had a rope. Your channel is appreciated with much more impact than you think. Please keep going up. Well, Pierre Labaskakny, not to go back, but to go back. In 2022, when I came to South Africa for the first time after the COVID scam, before I got there, I was like, I wonder if anybody's going to show up at my meet and greets. I scheduled 17 meet and greets in 30 days. It was a brutal schedule in 6 provinces and traveling all over. I flew 9 flights inside of South Africa, plus a brutal flight to get to South Africa. It was insane. I had to fly from Harrisburg to Chicago and then take Lufthansa from Chicago to Frankfurt and spend 9 hours at the Frankfurt airport and then fly to South Africa. On the flights of Lufthansa from Chicago to Frankfurt, I had to wear a mask. No other airline in the world was requiring a mask. From Frankfurt at the airport, no mask. Walking around seeing people all day long, no mask. From Frankfurt to Joburg, or to where did I go? Joburg, Cape Town. It was Cape Town. Mask. Stupid thing. Anyway, on that trip back, before I went, Ronaldo and several other people said to me, hey, Chris, people are really looking forward to your trip here. You have no idea the impact you've had during lockdown, giving people encouragement, keep them entertained, keep them informed. They really appreciate it. And, for all the people who are showing up now, I really appreciate all the people who are here during lockdown. On the old channel that was censored and then later returned in 2023. And this channel, I really, really do appreciate you sticking with me so long. And because I really worked hard. I did over 500 interviews in less than 9 months on that channel before it's censored. And all kinds of people. I did Reese Fundervalt talking about reopening her beauty salon after lockdown. I talked to a panel beater, Dax, the panel beater, about his life painting things, and not being a panel beater anymore. I interviewed the head of the Macadamia Nut Association to find a positive story in South Africa. I offered to interview Nadine. She ghosted me and didn't show up. I interviewed Monty Jackson, interviewed Giselle, interviewed Steve Hofmeyer, interviewed all kinds of people to try to bring something better in people's lives at the time to help them get through that lockdown nonsense. And did I get something? Sure. I stayed engaged. I stayed informed as an outlet for me to continue building my knowledge and my understanding of things. And so, yeah, it's a two-way street. Not so much for me, but I got some payoff out of it. So there's nothing that goes unrewarded in every respect. What else? And you're right. And I found out that when I arrived that people really did know who I was. And every trip I go, more and more people recognize me on the street. Now, next time if I go with no beard, I probably won't be recognized. Irish YouTuber, I open on South Africa, awesome user. Make South Africa great again. So good. People see her now. I have no idea what you're talking about there, Jan Frendriel. Some Irish YouTuber. Well, I'm glad that I'm happy that they weren't shadow banned like I was. I've been opening eyes for years, but I've been shadow banned. You're welcome, Karen. Okay. Another super chat. Thank you for that. Nico, the truth isn't profitable, and you are obviously bugging the bad guys. Your resolve is ironclad, and we respect you. Nico, thank you for that. I appreciate it. That's a very nice compliment. And yeah, my resolve is ironclad. Definitely have tried over and over again. But the haters will come, the haters will go, and more haters will come, and hopefully they'll go too. Found it extremely difficult to like. Okay. Oh yeah, I get lots of attacks from South African idiots. Not so much now. Now it's starting again because my channel there's traction on the channel. We're approaching 50,000 subscribers, and I see that about 100 people have left. What's different here? Oh, maybe Ronaldo's on. Let's see if Ronaldo's on. Maybe he's broadcasting today. That would explain where some of my viewers went. Yep, 255 viewers. Yeah, people left for Ronaldo. Okay, that's their prerogative. How much does internet cost a month? 6,000 Rand. Over 6,000 Rand a month I pay for my internet. Yep. Yeah, Carl Nyhorst not coming on the program. Nope, he's EFF. Finding Behrman, conservatives all over the world setting up. Okay, is there an age limit to join the fire department in America? No. Most of our fire departments are volunteer. There's no age limit. The local volunteer fire department here is desperate for volunteers. I've considered doing it, even paying for my own, because you have to get certified and get training. Messiah College, which is just Messiah University now, just down the road here. It's a Christian-based university. They provide the training. I've been considering doing that. Oh, yeah, the truth isn't profitable. You're obviously bugging the bad guys. Your resolve is ironclad, and we all respect it. Thank you, Nico. As a refugee, will my children be able to remain the same gender? What's your analysis on how this will play out? Will the ANC begin expropriating before the next election for support? I don't know that the ANC is actually going to begin expropriating. But what they've done is they've created a condition where people are simply occupying land and they haven't evicted them. In the past, they've evicted them. If they had continued to allow people to just occupy land, this is going to go very badly for South Africa. That's my prediction. WhatsApp group for what? Daniel, I live in Pennsylvania. Every broadcast I say this is Chris live in central Pennsylvania. If you were to take a guess, how many Americans, your opinion would answer? Okay, I already answered this. Why are these things coming back up again? People asked me to ask Errol Musk for an interview. Someone sent me some contact for him recently. I don't know much about him. I'm a one-man show. This requires a staff. I mean, Tucker Carlson has a staff of people he pays. He's a multimillionaire. Obviously, Citizen Concern has a staff based on the way she responds to things. I don't have a staff. It's a one-man operation. I have to find people. I have to interview them. I have to be in contact with people. And it doesn't help when I get thousands of unsolicited WhatsApp messages from people who suddenly send me messages like they're my best friend. I appreciate some of them, but it takes me a while. I missed a very important message from someone the other day because I didn't see it. It was buried hundreds of messages down. And then emails, the same thing. It's just me. I don't have a PA. So I get people as quickly as I can. I've got Canthan Pillay tomorrow, and I haven't set that up yet. I've also got Anthea Jeffrey on Tuesday. And Jeremy Nell contacted me about coming back on. We weren't able to schedule this week. The following week, I'll be doing consulting at the War College, so I won't be able to do interviews the following week. Are you married? Charles says. Do you have children? Just nosy. You are very nosy. What business is yours? Yes, I'm married. I have 16 wives in a dozen countries across Africa and 43 children. And I need super chats to fund the Lobola for all those marriages. It costs me a lot of money. Rain Musique says, thank you from Joburg. You're welcome. If I went to USA, I would have identified as invisible. Who and where? Buzz Lightyear loves Canthan. Well, Canthan will be on the program tomorrow. Someone linked the Telegram group. I thought there was a WhatsApp group. Oh, there are WhatsApp groups, but they're full and I'm not making more. People are asking far too much of me. I've been very generous with my time and my resources, and my life is falling behind. WhatsApp groups are limited to 1,000 or 1,500, depending on what they do. I created 2 groups. Both of them filled up very quickly. Some people are dropping off. I go periodically. I look to see if someone's dropped off, and I add new people. In fact, I'll do it right now. You're welcome to join the Telegram group. The Telegram group can take 220,000 people. So I don't understand why people are expecting me to keep doing things. Hang on a second. I got so many files here now. I got to get rid of some of these things. Okay. Just a second. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So here's the Telegram group. You can join the Telegram group. Oh, I think Hendo just beat me to it. So the Telegram group's available. Also, I encourage you to join my Twitter community. We got a Make South Africa Great group. You can join me there. Bystander, what's your problem with Evan Galopter? You seriously seem to have some problem with Evan Galopter. He's not hijacking anything here. He's barely chatted. I asked him a question, didn't respond to it. I don't know what your beef with this Evan Galopter, but please play it out elsewhere. Okay. Chris, thank you again. Have a great day. Okay, you're welcome. Super sarcastic, nice answer. You are too accessible. You're getting too big to have your personal number out there floating in the wind. Well, you can just ignore these things. Wolf the Blind Biker. South Africans can fit anywhere. Give that lamb for Lobola. Good night, John. Okay. Jacqueline Botha says, good evening, sir. Do you know Johan Fundameva? His company is called Greenfield Technology. I do not know him, but someone was sharing information from him about he's been in the chat. But yeah, I'm trying to discover who he is. Yeah, he sent something to me. Yep. All refugees can visit Chris in Scranton. Yeah, there you go. I'll give you the address in Scranton. Ima, where you been? It's been a while. No fire pools. No, I have no fire pool here. No pool. Good idea to download all Chris's informative videos and watch them during load shedding. There you go. There you go. That's a good idea, Barbie. Thank you for that. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic. It's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me anywhere.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
I'm a blonde bimbo girl in a fantasy world. Touch me there. Hanky panky. Aqua. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was a great song. Feral Neanderthals. Oh, come on, Barbie, let's go party. Make it stop, please. Make it stop. Why do I know the lyrics so well? Because I love that song, man. I loved it when it came out. I also love a song, I Don't Care. I love it. It's another great song. If you were a South African making New Start, what state would you move to? Again, Scrooby News, I can answer that question. I wouldn't live in Pennsylvania. I mean, all that's fine here. I would have picked Wyoming. It's just me. But oh my goodness, German elections, CD. Yeah, well, yeah, I expect them to be in lead. Let's see if I can get an update on that. I'll go to Google and see what the stats are. German elections. German elections. Let's see if they've got stats on it. Yeah, here we go. AFD is in second place, but they're lower than I expected, folks. They're only at 19%. Well, this doesn't tell me how many votes there have been so far. So the CDU-CSU is at 210 seats. AFD at 143 seats. SPD at 117. The Grünen at 96. The Link at 63. FDP has got 0. So, yeah, that's a lower showing for the AFD than I expected, but this doesn't tell us anything. It doesn't tell us how many votes are in, where the votes are coming from, if it's a Mulligan DDR. So wait and see. Near silence as exit polls revealed at SPD election party. Huh? The far-right Alternative for Germany almost doubled its vote share and surged into second place, but it's likely to be frozen out of power as other parties are refusing to work with it. Yep. SPD, the party of current Chancellor Olaf Scholz, slumped to third place with just 16% of its worst showing since the end of World War II. Well, that's because it's a dead party. Nobody wants a socialist. I mean, look at their support. Yeah, I look at this photograph right here, and there's a picture of people at SPD Watch Party. In the front row, there's 3 women. Only one of them's German. Directly behind them is a man with glasses. He's not German. These people aren't even German. 2 people behind him, not Germans. There's a mix of immigrants who are allowed to vote in Germany. They're not German. Yep. Cheers erupt at CDU headquarters as exit polls showing on track to win the election. AFD leader Alex Vidal says party has never been stronger. Yep. So, yeah, right now the seats are coming in. The CDU has 28%. You know, the CDU is excited that they have 28.9. You get 30% of the vote and you're excited? That's not impressive. If they got 40 or 50%, maybe. Zelensky's ready to resign? Well, that's good news. If he does, that'll be another casualty of Trump. Volodymyr Zelensky, ready to resign. If it brought peace. Oh, he's trying to play the martyr. He's got all his money. Zelensky says he's ready to resign if it brought peace. Ukrainian president previously said his country's army will need to double in size if NATO denies it membership. Yeah, okay, well, I'll buy that when I see it, when I see him actually resign. Montana, okay, interesting place, yep. A year from now, lots of blacks will be trying to join their white brothers in America. 4-hour blackout called load shedding. Vodafone, mobile on and off. They steal Vodacom batteries. Yep. Want to teach Afrikaans in Mexico, says Transvaal. Okay. Went to Wartburger Hof restaurant is open, still busy revamping. Oh, really? The Wartburg is back? Are they online? Let me see. You know, that place has a long, horrible history, including the murder of the owner. Wartburg Hof, Peter Maritzburg. Okay. Let's see. I'm looking for, do they have it on website? No, these are all different travel sites. Well, if it is back, then I'll try to go there. I really like staying there before. Hopefully they come back with a proper. On X, let's see how recently this is updated. No, it's 2019. That's useless. I can't find anywhere it says it's open. Okay, let me pick a date here. Search for room and see if you can even book on it. No available properties. Yeah, it's not listed. It's not on Expedia and all the other sites. Yep. Tony Basil, Mickey. Yep. No, I said I predicted they wouldn't win. I said they get over 20% and they come in second, and that the CDU would come in first. That's what I said. You can go back and check the receipts. If you get Elon, ask him to please follow the money here. No NFL gear, Pablo Charlie. Nope. Okay. I wear NFL gear. Do you start saying stupid stuff? I wear the Eagles Super Bowl champion hats, and you say it's stupid stuff the other day. Why would I reward you? All right, so how are we doing over here? We got everybody. Okay. All right, so what about that, erasing Teo de Jager from, that's just very Stalin-esque. That's crazy. Crazy Stalin-esque what the ANC and the apparatchiks and the government are doing. 48,947. Wasn't it at 48,950? I can't remember. Anyway, not getting at 49,000. Certainly not getting at 50,000. Wow, interesting though. So, is there a limit to how many people want to watch? Maybe. The Ronnie Lamola video is capped out at 30,000. No, it's still going 32,000. That's interesting. So, let's take a look at analysis here. 2.8 million views in the last 28 days. That's 2.6 million more than usual. So normally in that 28 day, I would only have 200,000 views. Wow. And added 26,900 subscribers in that time frame. Wow, which is bigger than what my channel was in January. Yep, I've had 200,000 view videos and one that's almost two that are on the verge of 100,000, but they're probably not going to make it because they're older. Yep, and my top 10 videos all have at least 70,000 views. I only had one or two in the top 10 for, that period before. Anyway, that's really cool stuff. Just curious, how many people here have online pseudonym because you're worried somebody at work might see what you're doing online? Probably a lot of people. Actually, let me address this very quickly here. So people have reached out to me, and I didn't ask them to, and people are saying that they don't subscribe to my channel because they don't have any money. Folks, subscriptions are free. It doesn't cost you anything to have a subscription. Just create a username on YouTube if you don't have one. To be anonymous, and then you can just go watch stuff you can like, and you can log in, you can chat. So it costs nothing. Only memberships cost something. So yeah. You saw an article that Steve Hines wasn't aware of a Dr. Foote. Would ask the question, who's running the Department of Agriculture? Who's running the Department of Agriculture if John Steenhuisen doesn't know about that? Okay. All right, Sam, I am. Thank you, Semper Fi. Please show us more stupidity of the ANC. Our news channels don't cover it. Well, I try. You grow so much. Congrats, man. You deserve all the subs. I'm so happy for you. Thank you, Michelle Fundamental. Good to see you again. I want to get 50,000, though, before I take a breath. We got work to do. Money van Underbroek Sprit. I think... Bardman hier is besiegt ons. Oh my goodness. So you think that we don't understand those things. Yeah, it's interesting the way that people behave on social media. So a lot of people think they need to have a subscription. You don't have to, that you have to pay for a subscription. You don't have to. You don't have to. So, money fund Undersbrook Sprut. I think you're an asswipe who's full of shit. So, footsec, fuck off. No one asked you to be here. Hey, moron, pay attention. This is for you, fuckface. Money, you listening, dipshit, hate wanker? I don't give a flying fuck whether you come to America or not. You can stay in South Africa. That's your decision. And if you watch my content, you know that. Instead of being a little hate wanker coming here spreading your fuckwad twit shit. So fuck off, dipshit. Take that left hand or the right hand, whichever one has got a hold of your member, release it so that the blood leaves your penis and goes to your brain. No one is asking you to come to America. In fact, I've told people I don't want them in my house. So fuck off. Was that clear enough for you? Did you get that? Did you get that? Yeah. Did you get that? Did you miss that, Monty? No one asked you to be here. No one wants you. Take your smelly ass and get some antiperspirant so you don't smell so badly. And foot sack. Fool people? How am I fooling people? If anything, people would say that Chris is discouraging people from coming to America. He tells us about all the stuff that's difficult to do. Good God. Oh. Fucking morons, I swear to God. That's why I won't be ambassador to South Africa, because people don't want to hear me say stuff like that. So, yeah. I'm in the wrong place here. Downloads is where I want that. Okay. Mampara alert. The following is for the Mampara named Mani. Footsec, piss off. Let go of your member. Let the blood flow to your brain. Wow, where do these people come from? Oh my gosh. See, that's the other thing. So people are probably spreading this around to you, those of you who want to immigrate, or not immigrate, those who want to go to the refugee program, those who don't want. They're telling people, you got to watch Chris. He's the guy helping you get to America. I'm not helping anybody get to America. I'm just telling you the truth. But the problem is you can't handle the truth, Monty. Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God. Michelle, I missed your... Where'd it go? You're the only one that speaks truth. Well, thank you for that. I don't know that I'm the only one, but thank you so much. The idea that Colonel hasn't paid his dues. He was here years ago speaking the same truth to an audience of 50 people day in and day out. Yeah, exactly. I said the same thing 5 years ago to an audience of 50 people or less, and I kept it up. And I've been discouraged from continuing, not because of the audience, but because it's so time consuming, and that I'm not getting younger, not getting sexier, not getting wealthier from this. So why do I do it? Well, it keeps me engaged, and people come to rely on my news program. And that's why I kept it going. And when I was censored by YouTube, I went to Telegram and recorded the things for 10-minute news and uploaded it. And, anyway, yikes. Yeah, clop them. Yeah, exactly. Okay, little PK there. Well, 1,440 you missed. You missed a lot in the last 5 minutes. Germany must stop its economic work in South Africa. I didn't know it had economic work in South Africa. Johan Meinhardt, one thing about the Afrikaans speaking, we can't agree. Yeah, exactly. Well, I've said that many times. Oh, God, Graham Kelly, that's just mean. That's just mean. And now you see how the ANC dump ship saved a really Afrikaner. Exactly, Arctic. Spot on. That was brilliant, says Jan van Deel. Listen, look, I mean, why does anybody come here with the nonsense, Honestly, seriously, why would they come here? Again, I have said this in every video. Of course, people aren't watching the videos. Someone's telling them this channel is something and they believe it. Just like before, when they oh, this guy's right wing, he's a white supremacist. Where do you get that bullshit from? I mean, that's just totally ridiculous, Unbelievable. So, let me see if he's on the other channel. Let me see. Okay, at Real Chris Wyatt. Let's try that. Okay. Let me see if I can find this. Okay, Dax. Well, why are you... That's not my channel. Okay, I guess I can't... Okay, here we go. Try this. Okay, here we go. I don't know if it's still there because I hid a lot of videos. There you go. Special feature with Dax. Okay. There you go. Let's do this. 4 years ago. Only 304 views. I took the time to do this 3 years ago. This is Dax, a panel beater. What needs to be done to resolve these issues, but that is what's happening there. Hey, Luke, the lead singer. Good to see it. Second also went to theaters, but third was direct. Okay, so if I understand correctly, your art is on display at the Travelers Hotel in Johannesburg, and from people visiting the hotel, if you see it on the walls and you find it appealing, you just contact the front desk and they can help you to purchase the art. Excellent. So, Dax, you were a panel beater for a really long time.
Yes, I was. I guess I got into the wrong field, but along the line, I got bored. I had to pursue my passion. And I must say, it wasn't an easy journey.
So but when I say a long time, I think you were a panel beater for like 18 years or something like that. So it must have been interesting at some point, not just a job. And I imagine. So yeah, no, it's white supremacists promoting a black artist to help him survive lockdown. Yeah, that's what white supremacists do all the time. What a crock. And they'll go, well, that's just the one time he did it. He's just showing us the one time. Oh, piss off. I talk to people all the time from all races, all ethnicities, all groups. Bunch of losers. Not the people I talk to, the people making their nonsense claims. I know if I show up on your doorstep, you'll give me a spot in my garden. No. That dude's a troll masquerades in Africa. Exactly. That's why I sent him home. A virtual Western Cape needs to get driver's license renewed. You need to do more Afrikaans swearing. People who are wrong will not admit they're wrong. They blame you. Then who's going to pay the tax? Oh, that's true. Monitor just got a master class. Fuck around, find out. My goodness. Yeah, no. People just are fools sometimes. They really are. Maxus Basak. Who made the AI music video for you? Please do an AI rant video. I don't recall the name, but it's one of the people who sent it to me. It was really awesome. It was very, very touching that someone took the time to do that. I mean, the lyrics are really awesome, folks. I mean, if you can't see the lyrics, let me see downloads. Where's that bad boy at? It's been a few days ago now since I started using it. I'm gonna find it. Where's it at here? Oh, there it is. Here it is. Yeah, this is the lyrics are here. So they're on the screen. I don't know if you can see this very well, but yeah, the lyrics are brilliant. So and the music. I mean, the music's kind of folksy.
Why it hits the screen, got stories bold and keen. Old soldier, sharp and mean, tells truths they've never seen. Rugby lover with a roar, Africa flowing in his core. YouTube rants they can't ignore. His passion makes his heart soar. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Military mind, keen and wise, truths come out, no disguise. South African skies in his eyes, hear his voice, no surprise. Retired soldier with the fight, in the dark he brings the light. Angry rants, truths ignite. Join the cause, join the ride. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Enemies knocked on his door, trolls attack, but he's more with each click. Watch him soar on the truth waves, he explodes. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Right now,
Don't miss the brawl. Oh, that was brilliant. Man, that almost brought a tear to my eye that night. I was going to bed, but I stayed up for another 45 minutes to an hour just to find photographs to put to that. So, yeah. Sounds really nice. Kind of got an Owl City sound. Yeah. Yeah, we get to see your travels. Yeah, it's just some of them. Which service did you use? I didn't do it, Stinky. One of the viewers did it. It was, what was that thing called? It's there on the screen. Hang on a second. I got to start just a second so I can see it. Suno. S-U-N-O. Suno. That's what they made it with. Pretty cool stuff. There's another super. Is that a super chat? Yeah, super chat. Thank you very much for that, Nico. Okay. Yeah, it's a really great outro. Yep. Okay. When you buy a donkey, you have to your friend will help you carry your burden. That will make you very grateful. That's true. From South African Indian, I've been loving the vibe. Many are called, few are chosen. There you go. The Colonel Gandhi PK ideal. Funny anecdote. Yeah. We like that song. Yeah, I like it too. Gondwana Minister of Finance said that there is not enough money to pay government employees' salaries. Not surprised. That's why they're so desperate. have your ears clean now. They're jealous. You're very clever in helping us. Okay. Nothing like sweating in Afrikaans. French is the best language. Oh, you guys are killing me there. Anyway, so keep on waiting for you to play the screw from Texas. Everyone you disagree with isn't necessarily some sort of extremist. This kind of hyperbole is a big... Yeah, it is. I agree with you, Screwbiness. That's exactly right. Look, I mean, so Citizen Concern did a video I disagree with wholeheartedly recently, and but I didn't cock her out about it. I just said, I disagree. You're wrong about this. That's wrong. But yeah, people can disagree. Germany's exit polls have been published. Okay. All right. But where are they published at? Let me see if I can find that. German elections... Exit polls, German elections, exit polls. There we go. Two sources here, New York Times and CBS. Early exit polls, historically quite accurate in Germany, suggest that Merz will be the next leader. Well, we knew that. That's not a surprise, Merz. Oh, these were exit polls. Okay, what I saw earlier. Okay, so yeah, that's what I was talking about. So what I pointed out earlier were exit polling. That's what Google had was exit polling. It wasn't actual results. I thought that was results. So that's why I said we didn't know. But here's the exit poll. We kind of talked about this already, but I'll just show everybody on the screen. And this is kind of in line with what I predicted. The CDU has done a little bit better than I expected, at 28.9%, and the AFD has doubled in strength. Doubled. I expect them getting low 20s, and they're at 19.9. That's the polls. Let's see how accurate they are. Yeah, that's not good. FDP is going to be short. They'll get no seats in Parliament. They'll be aced out of the Parliament once again. They had 11% last time, so they lost support to the AFD, and the Greens have gained a little bit, and the left has lost. That's interesting. Oh, the left has gained. The left has gained, and the Greens have lost seats. Wow. SPD has got crushed. So the political left is shrinking here. Well, except for the far left, they've gained some seats there. Anyway, there's a lot of crap on social media, folks. You can't believe a lot of stuff you see out there. So you decide what you're going to believe. Anyway. You're the real James Brown. The way the farms are taken, it was ruthless today. No compensation they were promised. I know. I'm aware of that, Carl. I've been covering Zimbabwe for decades. Power back on. Got PC up and running. Hope we didn't miss too much. No, you missed a little bit. Okay. Well, not just the song, but you can strip out the video. It's I could probably make the MP3 available. I've got the MP3. I've put the video on my Twitter account. A comment when listening to a Loving Life interview years ago. Okay. Yeah, I was on that program. I was invited on there. I went on there. He came on my program, and that was that. And then he just decided to start attacking me when I went to South Africa for whatever reason. I have no idea why. Who cares? Hey, Garrett, what's going on, man? Do watch from the beginning. Yeah, please do that. Western Europe is a mess. Okay, we're down to 377 people here. That's still a big audience, though. There is a lot of movement with the Republicans in the way they're cleaning house. Will you post the Fort Knox visit? Yeah, I need to put some content on my original channel, which I've neglected recently. If you're not a subscriber there, 300 plus people, maybe go there and become a subscriber. Go over to @real Chris Wyatt and become a subscriber if you don't mind. Give me a little traction over there. That channel is shadow banned still. So please join me over there. All right. I'm going to wrap up, folks, and I'll leave you with that song. The actual video of it, so you guys can see that here, and I'll consider putting the MP3 out there, in the groups. All right, one video in my favorites folder, and it's this one. All right, cool beans. My dad is mechanical engineering at power stations. He was with ESCOM. He warned them on the outlook they should continue. Yeah, no, he was right to do that. And a lot of those folks have, Rotary Brits, thank you for subscribing, have gone over to France or Japan to work their power sector. All right, guys, here it is, Colonel Wyatt's anthem. Have a good day. Be safe out there. All right. And tomorrow we have Kenneth M. Pillay, Tuesday, Anthony Jeffrey, and then the following week I'm going to be at the War College. Cheers.
Colonel Wyatt hits the screen, got stories bold and keen. Old soldier, sharp and mean, tells truths they've never seen. Rugby lover with a roar, Africa flowing in his core. YouTube rants they can't ignore. His passion makes his heart soar. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Military mind, keen and wise, truths come out, no disguise. South African skies, in his eyes, hear his voice, no surprise. Retired soldier with the fight, in the dark he brings the light. Angry rants, truths ignite. Join the cause, join the ride. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Enemies knocked on his door, trolls attack, but he's more with each click. Watch him soar on the truth waves, he explodes. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Right now, don't miss the brawl.